Magandang araw mga kapatid, mga kapwa ko Pilipino. Tayo po'y makinig sa pinag-uusapan dyan sa House of the Representative. Ito po yung PET Congress House Committee Joint Hearing po ito ng Human Rights, Dangerous Drugs, Public Order at saka Public Account. Sila po magkakasama sila dyan, si Senador Sila po si Congressman Barber, Congressman Paduano, Congressman Abante, saka si Congressman Fernandez. Pakinggan po natin sila mga kabayan dahil sila po ay nagsisikap na mabigyang pagbabago ang mga pamamaraan dito sa ating bansang Pilipinas patungkol po kung paano isaayos ang tungkol sa sa public order, sa human rights, kung paano yan ayusin at mabigyang magandang pamamalakad sa pagpapatupad ng batas. Lalo na higit dito sa human rights, sa dangerous drugs, sa public order, sa public account. So atin po silang pakinggan mga kababayan kung paano nila tinatanong ang mga taong kinaukulan patungkol sa mga bagay na ito. So, atin na po silang antabayanan. Ngayon lang kasi hindi kagad
Good morning.
Salita.
Welcome to the fifth joint public hearing on behalf of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. The meeting is now called to order.
On behalf of the Committee on Public Order, this subcommittee now is hereby called to order.
For the Committee of Human Rights, this hearing is now called to order.
For the Committee on Public Accounts, the hearing is now called to order.
Thank you, co-chairs. Comsec, can you please lead the prayer for today's committee hearing?
Please stand. Let us place ourselves in God's presence. Almighty Father, we commend our nation to your merciful care, that we may live securely in peace and be guided by your providence. Bestow upon all our leaders the wisdom and strength to know your will and do it. Help them remember that they are called to serve the people as lovers of truth and justice. Grant them the grace to make the hard decisions they need to make. May we serve without prejudice or partiality, in times of prosperity or poverty, peace or war. May every civil servant be a person of integrity, reliability, and commitment, respecting and adhering to the rule of law, one who serves out of a sincere compassion for their fellow men, never seeking personal gain, status, or prestige. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, temas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulubi, di ka masisigil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bakaw, may ilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng wagaw at mo'y tagumpay na nagtitigil. Ang bituin ng araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng maraming pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga apit, magmamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please take your seats. The next part of the agenda is the roll call of our members and the acknowledgement of our resource persons. Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Ako?
may I respectfully move that we dispense with the calling of the roll. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the calling of the roll. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. The next part of our agenda is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held last September 4, 2024. Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Ako?
may I respectfully move that we dispense with the readings of the minutes of the meeting held on September 4, 2024 and consider it as approved. So move, Mr. Chair.
There
Second,
is a
Mr. Chair.
motion
Second, Mr. Chair.
to dispense with the calling of the roll. Dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last hearing we had in September 4, 2024, and consider the approval of the same. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. To our dear honorable members, please allow the chair to deliver his opening remarks. Esteemed colleagues, to our Senior Deputy Speaker, Congressman Dong Gonzales, our Deputy Speaker, Kong J.J. Suarez, to my co-chairs and vice-chairs, guests and resource persons, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. As we continue with our Quadcom hearing, we likewise continue with our quest for answers, for the truth, for justice, and for peaceful endings and closures to issues that plague our nation. We continue to hope for lasting solutions as well so that the issues that now haunt us will never happen again. In our past hearings, we have established the following. First, syndicates flood our country with drugs in connivance with corrupt government employees and officials. To address this, a major bill is pending before us proposing important amendments to the Dangerous Drugs Act. Hopefully, Congress will pass it to law before the 19th Congress ends. Next, we have seen and heard how both the innocent and the guilty were summarily executed, all in the name of cleansing the country with drug personalities. Accounts vary and reliable reports are hard to get. Until now, vital documents have to be subpoenaed just so the truth can see the light of day. We will be patient. We will be steadfast in our resolve and make no mistake about it. Today, as we continue to probe the issue on the extrajudicial killings, we shall endeavor to pluck the truth from the pile of lies and make our case in order to give justice and peace to the souls of those who perished in the dark of night while the nation watched in fear and deadly silence. Nananawagan kami sa mga iba pang may nalalaman sa mga karumal-dumal na mga pangyayari kung saan naaabuso ng iilang na gamit ng mga kawani ng gobyerno ang kanilang kapangyarihan at saglit na nakalimot sa sinumpaang tungkulin na protektahan ang sambayanan sa mga kalaban ng batas. Narito po kami handang makinig sa inyong sasabihin. Sa mga nakalipas na pagdinig, ipinakita namin sa inyo na ang mga nagpapahayag ng mga testimonya ay pawang mga taong may direktang kaalaman o partisipasyon sa mga bagay-bagay na isinisiwalat dito. Wala pong chismis o marites na lumalabas dito. Wala pong mga hearsay. Lahat po ng inilalabas dito ay metikulosong hinihimay, sinisiyasat, at sinisiguradong katotohanan at pawang katotohanan lamang. Wala pong pamumulitika dito sa investigasyong ito. When we started hearing the Mexico Pampanga drug bust in 2023, we never thought that it would grow this big. What we hit was but the tip of the iceberg. Where this ends is a solution we are all prepared to face, yet dread. We have opened a Pandora's box, so to speak. There is no turning back, only courage to move forward. Ang inyo pong patuloy na interes sa panunood at pakikinig sa amin ang siyang nagbibigay ng lakas ng loob sa amin upang mapagpatuloy na hanapin ang katotohanan at maibalik ang katahimikan sa ating lipunan. Tulungan po ninyo kami para sa kapakanan nating lahat. Puksain natin ang iligal na droga na siyang salot na sumisira sa ating bayan at sa ating mga pamilya. Isumbong niyo po sa Quadcom ang mga pang-aabuso at pagmamalabis na nagaganap sa maling pagpapatupad ng mga batas. Kami po ay inyong kakampi at kasangga. Magandang umaga. Good morning to all our colleagues and to our resource persons as well. The next to deliver his opening remarks is our chair of the Committee on Human Rights,
Sa,
Congressman Benny Abante. You are recognized.
sa atin pong Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales, sa ating Deputy Speaker JJ Suarez, sa mga kasamahan kong Quadcom Co-Chair, Vice Chair, at sa atin pong mga pinagpipitaganang mga kasama rito sa ating Kongreso. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Thou shalt not kill. This is the seventh commandment of God. As written in the Bible, which is also the penal code of the nation of Israel in the Old Testament. And as I quote in Leviticus 24:17, whosoever takes a human life shall surely be put to death. End of quote. Deuteronomy 27:25, as I quote, cursed be anyone who takes a bribe to shed innocent blood. End of quote. And finally, in Genesis chapter 9, verses 5 to 6, and I quote, and for your lifeblood I will require a reckoning. This Quadcom is now the reckoning. From every beast I will require it, and from man, from his fellow man, I will require a reckoning for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for God made man in his own image. Today's hearing of the Joint Committee will focus on the extrajudicial killings committed as a consequence of the anti-illegal drugs policy implemented under the administration of the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. The Committee on Human Rights, prior to the creation of this joint committee, conducted a total of 6 hearings in aid of legislation to finally determine, after 8 long years, the truth behind the bloody drug war. The committee has endeavored to find out whether the fundamental rights to life, liberty, and property have been upheld, whether the state, as the primary duty bearer to promote, protect, and fulfill human rights obligation, has faithfully done its duties, and whether our domestic laws and international human rights laws, treaties, and conventions to which the Philippines is a state party have been fully and properly observed. The Philippine Constitution is very explicit as it states in Article 3, Section 1 of the Bill of Rights, and I quote, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Without due process of law. May I repeat this? Without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. End of quote. But this constitutional provision, my dear colleagues and friends, the very heart and soul of the Bill of Rights, was transgressed. Reported deaths and 345,216 arrested in police operations, as cited by the National Union of People's Lawyers, to the report of Attorney Jose Manuel Jocno of Free Legal Assistance Group, stating unassailable data obtained from the Supreme Court and Bank extended resolution relative to the Almora versus Philippine National Police case GR 234359-2017, which indicated that the Duterte administration's anti-drug campaign from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017 recorded a total of 20,322 deaths, or a daily average of 39.46 deaths. The 2017 year-end accomplishment report of the Duterte administration highlighted as key accomplishments the deaths of 3,967 drug personalities who died in anti-drug operations and 16,355 homicide cases under investigation as of 30 September 2017. Meanwhile, PNP spokesman Bernard Bannock reported a total of 29,000 deaths probed, committed by perpetrators, both known and unknown, as of 06 March 2019. The testimonies of Chief Senior Superintendent Gerardo Padilla and the persons deprived of liberty, Andy Magdadado and Leopoldo Tan, in the previous hearings have only affirmed that violent killings did not only occur outside the walls of prisons, but also within the jail premises. This representation, with all of my colleagues and my co-chairman in the Quad Committee, wish to push the inquiry further. I dare and call upon the families of victims to come out in the open and testify before this joint committee with unbridled courage and conviction, and help us pursue truth and justice for the sake of your children, parents, and spouses whom you have lost without due process of law or equal protection of the laws. Please allow us, your representatives in Congress, to help you seek justice for your loved ones in the most beneficent, humane, and lawful manner that we could. And I also believe that not only must laws be reviewed, amended, or enacted in this inquiry, but that Congress must be enabled to fully exercise its inherent oversight functions over the mandates, systems, and processes of the entire bureaucracy, and ensure that the human rights and dignity of our Filipino people are restored, respected, and preserved without any reservation. It is high time that we hold to account the perpetrators of those human rights violations and who have created a culture of impunity in what we may now describe as one of the darkest periods of our history. But in order to achieve this, we need the full cooperation and support of the victims and their families as we work relentlessly for the rule of law and a regime of truth, justice, and freedom. Nais ko pong ulitin ang binanggit ng ating lead chair tungkol sa pag-iimbita sa mga nakakaalam ng SOG's killings na ito dito sa Quadcom upang lalo nating mapaigi ang ating investigasyon. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Congressman Benny Abante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
In the spirit of time, Mr. Chairman, I'll be submitting this to the COMSEC.
Thank you
so much.
Congressman Fernandez. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Joseph Caraps Paduano, the Chair of the Committee on Public Accountability. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The same as my motion during the previous hearing. I have with me a copy of my opening remarks, and I respectfully submit my opening remarks to the COMSEC for purposes of records, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. May we now direct the Committee Secretary to please acknowledge all the members of this honorable committee present in our committee hearing today. COMSEC.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Today, we have with us the honorable members of the the Joint Committee. We have with us, aside from our chairperson Robert Ace Barbers, we also have Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Don Gonzalez Jr., Chairperson Danis Fernandez of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Chairperson Joseph Stephen Caraps Paduano of the Committee on Public Accounts, Chairperson Bienvenido M. Abante Jr. of the Committee on Human Rights, Representative Romeo M. Acop, Representative Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez, Representative Jonathan Keith T. Flores, Representative Johnny T. Pimentel, Representative Faustino Michael Carlos D. III, Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez, Representative Yasser, Deputy Speaker Yasser Alonto Adjong, Representative Jerville Jinky Beatrix R. Luistro, Representative Franz Castro, Representative Sirio Dagook, Representative Renante Arrogancia, Representative Zia Alonto Adjong, Representative Lianda Bolilia, Representative Francisco Paulo Ortega V, Representative Gabriel Bordado Jr., Representative Ray Reyes, Representative Raul Daniel Manuel, Representative Seriaco Gato Jr., Representative Arnan Panaligan, Representative Ernesto Dionisio Jr., Representative Edward Maceda, Representative Joseph Arturo Jojo Garcia Jr., Representative Joseph Jojo Lara, Representative Presley De Jesus, Representative Janet Garin, Representative Amparo Maria Zamora, Representative Chino Miguel Almario, Representative Bonifacio Bosita, Representative Ching Bernos. That's all for the members present, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. For our resource persons, we have with us from the Commission on Human Rights, the chairperson, Attorney Richard P. Palpal Latok. From the Department of the Interior and Local Government, we have Undersecretary Juan Victor Llamas. From the Department of Justice, we have with us Senior Deputy State Prosecutor Marcia Haugan. From the Bureau of Corrections, or Bucor, Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr., Senior Inspector Noni Foro, Senior Chief Inspector Jerome M. Glaze, and CSO1 Ramel N. Villajos. From the National Police Commission, we have the Vice Chairperson and CEO Alberto A. Bernardo. And also we have the former NAPOLCOM Commissioner Edelberto Leonardo. From the National Bureau of Investigation, we have Attorney Angelito DLP Magno, the Assistant Director for Investigation, Attorney Ross Jonathan V. Galicia, the Chief of the Anti-Drug Division, Attorney Dennis Victor Asistio, Attorney Florendo Gamunac, Attorney J. Erorita, Attorney Joselito Valle, and also Attorney Ruben Aison Jr. from the Office of the Solicitor General. From the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, we have with us the Director General, Moro Virgilio M. Lazo, Attorney Francis S. Del Valle, Director 3 Wardley Italia of the Plans and Operations of the PIDEA. From the Philippine National Police, we have Police Brigadier General Eleazar Mata, Police Colonel Marvin Marcos, Police Colonel Carlito Grijaldo, Police Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido, and Attorney Brigido De Jesus Dulay. We also invited non-government organizations, advocates for human rights. We have with us from the Center for International Law, Attorney Joel Butuyan. From the Free Legal Assistance Group, or FLAG, Attorney Jose Manuel I. Jokno, its chairperson. From the National Union of People's Lawyers, Attorney Neri Javier Colmenares. From the Rise Up for Life and for Rights, we have Father Manuel Gatchalian, Mr. Manuel Mogato, and the Cones Robilin Litao. We also invited former government officials, and we have with us Police Major General Albert Ferro, Police Colonel Roena M. Garma, that's all, Mr. Chairman, Your Honors. And yeah, we have another representative who came in, Representative Ron P. Salo.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Comsec. Before we proceed with the interpellation of the members, may I ask who among our resource persons present who have not taken their oath yet, Comsec? And after which, please administer the oath of those resource persons who have not taken their oath yet.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Those who have attended this meeting for the first time, please stand. And please stand for your oath. And please raise your right hand for your oath. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so help you God? Thank you, Your Honors. Mr. Chairman, you may take your seats, please.
Okay, thank you. Before, again, we proceed with the committee hearing, may we ask the Honorable Vice Chair of these four standing committees to please state for the record the ground rules for our committee hearing today. And with that, may I call on Congressman Romy Acop, the Chair of the Committee on Transportation, to please state for the record the ground rules for today's committee hearing. Congressman Acop, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The committee would just like to remind our committee members, other House members, and our resource persons that if they want to make statements or ask questions, the resource persons are given 5 minutes for their presentation. And for our committee and House members, they will be given 10 minutes each for their interpellation, excluding the answers of the resource persons. No member except the lead chairperson or the presiding officer shall be allowed to speak or make interjections during the course of the interpellation of a member unless and until recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. I hope the ground rules are clear, and we would like to give the opportunity to the members to propound questions. Well, no interjections, no interruptions, and that is the promise of the Quad. Now, may we also ask if our resource persons present, like Colonel Roena Garma, do you have a lawyer with you? And may we ask your lawyer to enter his appearance before this committee hearing?
Yes, Your Honor. Emerito Kilang. I'm entering my appearance as counsel for Miss Garma, Your Honor. I'm based in Tuguegarao City. My roll number is 31961.
Okay, thank you, Attorney
Kilang, Your
Kilang.
Yes, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Kilang, sorry. Let me just remind you that the role of the counsel of the witness is limited only to advising her of her rights.
I had read the rules, Your Honor.
You cannot coach her.
Yeah.
You cannot answer in her behalf. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Maraming salamat po. Now, may we also ask Attorney Kilang to please occupy the seat behind the witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because the seats are reserved for resource persons and witnesses which we called to appear before this committee.
Yes, I will do
Thank
that,
you.
Your Honor.
Paige, can you please provide a chair for Attorney Kilang?
Mr.
Okay,
Chair,
let us now proceed with the administrative matters. Congressman Paduano? Oh,
yes,
Congressman
Mr. Chair,
Pimentel.
that is precisely what I was pointing at. Before we proceed to the interpellation, can we tackle some matters? May I inquire from the COMSEC if SPO for Artner Solis is present?
Comsec?
Mr. Chairman.
With the indulgence of Congressman Pimentel, yes, Congressman Paduano.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. SPO for Soles was invited during the previous hearing. He was issued the show cause order dated August 22. August 28. And he was issued by Asipuenas last September 4, Mr. Chairman. That's the status of PMMS Attorney Soles, and until now he is not present in today's hearing. No response or reply yet to the show cause, and now he was issued subpoena last September 4, Mr. Chairman.
On this note, Mr. Chair, under our rules, since we have already issued a subpoena, SPO for Artner Solis is still a no-show. Mr. Chair, this representation would like to move that we cite for contempt Artner Solis to appear in this court. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to cite in contempt Mr. Art
SPO for Artner Solis.
SPO for Art Narsolis for his failure to attend in this committee hearing scheduled today. Duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Consec.
Mr. Chairman, may we also assign our Sergeant at Arms to be assigned on trying to find out these personalities that the Quadcom is asking. Medyo napapansin po natin that yung ating pong Sergeant at Arms sometimes nagiging lax po sa kanilang assignment. So we'll be asking them also to specifically coordinate with the PNP in order to find out all these personalities that are not appearing in this Quadcom.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. Comsec, please coordinate closely with the Office of the Sergeant at Arms and the Philippine National Police to implement the arrest order of the Quad Committee in the person of Mr. Art Narsolis.
Yes, sir. I have been coordinating with the Office of the Sergeant at Arms and with the Lola, Police Liaison Officer, who
Thank
is
you.
here, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, in addition, can I request that other than the PNP, can we also ask the assistance of the NBI and other agencies in securing these personalities to be present in our next Quadcom?
Thank you, DSJJ Suarez. Yes, Comsec, you are directed to comply with the manifestation of Congressman JJ Suarez. Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since we have already approved contempt order for PMS Narsoles, Mr. Chairman, my second motion, Mr. Chairman, is to detain Mr. PMS Narciso Soles in the House premises as maybe decided by the Chairman until this investigation in the Quadcom with regards to EJK will be terminated. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to detain Mr. Art Narsolis in the premises of the House of Representatives. And this was duly seconded. Are there any objections? No objections. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, before we proceed with the next item, let me just put on record that the violation of PMS Narsoles is with regards to paragraph A of our rules on contempt, refusal to obey summons without legal excuse. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me proceed, Mr. Chairman.
Please proceed.
Just for the record, Mr. Chairman, I would like to put on record, since this is just a DJK hearing in today's hearing, a lot of invitees, no, was issued the subpoena for the past hearings, no. Now let me put on record, Mr. Chairman, that we have issued subpoena for the for Hongsing Gaming Technology Incorporated, for all those officers of the Hongsing Gaming Incorporated, also to Sun Yuan Technology Incorporated, Baofo Land Corporation Incorporated, Lucky South 999 Outsourcing Incorporated, and Lucky South 999 Limited Company. And also with we have issue a subpoena at testificandum for the Whirlwind officers of the Whirlwind Corporation, Mr. Chairman. Just for the record, I suggest that we will just tackle this issue on the next hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, today's topic is limited to the extrajudicial killings, and in the
Mr.
subsequent-
Chair, before we proceed with the EJK, I'd like to find out also the status of Attorney Harry Roque. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman?
Okay. Congressman Benny Abante, we will ask Congressman Paduano to reply to your query as to questions that you raised on Attorney Harry Roque. Congressman Paduano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the indulgence of course, Congressman Co-Chair Abante, let me read the issuance of a subpoena dosis tecum to Mr. Harry Roque with regards to documents that he has committed during the previous hearing, Mr. Chairman. Number one, the medical and hospital records and proof of those surgeries performed
Magandang
on
hapon,
his
Injay
wife,
Daniel,
Ms. Myla
Injay
Roque.
G.
Number two,
Yes,
deduction
salamat
of
kapag,
the transfer tax payments of the
dalaw ka kanan na
1.8
ito.
hectares land in multinational village Parañaque. Number three, all documents submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission regarding the transfer of shares to Attorney Percival S. Ortega, including trust agreement with the latter. Number four, extrajudicial settlement of estate of a named aunt, including corresponding BIR tax returns. Number five, statement of assets and liabilities, or SALN, from 2016 to 2022, with proof of receipt. Number six, income tax return of Jancham Holdings and Trading Incorporated for calendar years 2014 to 2022. Number seven, Attorney and Ms. Roque's income tax for calendar years 2014 to 2022. Number eight, judicial affidavit executed by Ms. Ronaldin Baterna. And lastly, judicial affidavit executed by Catherine Cassandra Ong. Mr. Chairman, just for the information of everyone, we have received today another motion to quash from Attorney Harry Roque. And for the record will show that we have already discussed lengthily and through the Vice Chairperson, the Committee of Public Accounts, Vice Chair, the Honorable Luis Lo, during that hearing, to deny the motion to quash that was sent to us by Attorney Harry Roque. And it was unanimously approved, Mr. Chairman. So with that, Mr. Chairman, what's the pleasure of the Chair and the Honorable Committee with regards to
Mr. Chair.
the issuance of a subpoena doses tecum for all those listed documents that I have mentioned. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
Mr.
Congressman
Chair,
Abante.
may I be allowed to speak on the actuations of Attorney Harry Roque outside the hearing of this Quadcom?
May I ask Congressman Abante to defer that particular statement after we hear from Congresswoman Luistro on the decision of the committee as to the motion to quash filed before this committee by Attorney Harry Roque.
I submit,
And
Mr.
then
Chair.
after, we will recognize Congressman Abante. Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As mentioned by the Honorable Paduano, the Quadcom is in possession of the Omnibus Motion and Compliance dated September 9, 2024, filed by Attorney Harry Roque. And I wish to remind the Quadcom that this motion originated from our hearing on August 22, 2024, where in the various questions we propounded, Attorney Harry Roque expressed his commitment to produce the documents. And for the understanding of the Filipino people, Mr. Chair, I wish to share excerpt of the video of our hearing dated August 22, 2024. Secretariat, please.
Comsec?
Volume, please.
So kasalukuyang hinahanap ng sekretariat yung video na kung saan nandoon yung mga sinasabi ni Congresswoman Luis.
Congresswoman Luistro, please make this very quick because our topic for today is about extrajudicial.
I understand, Mr. Chair, so I will forgo with the video. To explain, Mr. Chair, this omnibus motion and compliance is made up of two parts. The first part is the motion to quash, that is from paragraph 1 to 33. And the second part is the compliance to the show cause order, which is reflected in page 34 to 43. This representation wished to make a manifestation with respect to the motion to quash filed by the Attorney Harry Roque. In support of the above motion, Mr. Chair, he raised the same arguments which have been deliberated upon already during the last hearing. And to satisfy the requirement of due process, Mr. Chair, let me reiterate our answers to the arguments which the right to privacy is subordinated to the right to public information in matters of public interest. In other words, Mr. Chair, if there is a conflict between the right to privacy versus the right to public information on matters of public interest, the latter should prevail. Mas mataas po ang right to public information on matters of public interest kumpara sa right to privacy. And finally, Mr. Chair, he invoked the right to due process.
The motion is approved. Congressman
Mr. Chair.
Abante.
Mr. Chair, in addition to what Congresswoman Luistro said, ito pong si Harry Roque is actually a person with a two-faced attitude. This representation recognizes that we have a full plate and that we need to hear the testimonies of resource persons who have been invited to our hearing today. But I feel compelled to raise a matter that I believe should be addressed by this honorable body. Isa sa mga iniimbita natin sa ating inquiry, si Attorney Harry Roque. Hindi lang po siya dating presidential spokesperson, he is also a former colleague of ours in the House of Representatives. At dahilan dito, we were very kind to him. In fact, our senior deputy speaker even asked him only to be detained for 1 day, of which he even questioned that, Mr. Chair. So in the course of our hearings, Atty. Roque was cited in contempt on August 22 for being untruthful about the circumstances surrounding his absence during our August 16 hearing. After being detained and after apologizing to the members of the House, Atty. Roque then went on Facebook and posted, and I quote, "In my view, the contempt ruling smacks of abuse of power and political harassment against an anti-Marcos Jr. critic like me," end of quote. Ay napaka-doble cara naman pala ni Atty. Harry Roque, Mr. Chair. I find this disturbing because if I remember correctly, Atty. Roque was asked if he recognizes the power of the House to hold him in contempt. And he said yes. But the moment he was no longer in our presence, Mr. Chair, he went out and publicly questioned the contempt ruling and accused us of abusing this power. I believe that we cannot countenance such behavior, Mr. Chair. Naging mabait pa tayo sa kanya. I even asked if the Quad Committee would hold in abeyance the contempt charge, just because we were actually kind to him. So this manifestation is being spoken today to inquire if the statements made by Atty. Roque outside our hearings should be grounds to hold him also in contempt, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Yes, I believe we can defer discussion on that particular manifestation at the moment because we have just cited Attorney Harry Roque in contempt for violating Section 11 of our Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation, which states that failure to submit subpoenaed documents before the committee is a ground
Hazel,
to
salamat
citing in
Hazel.
contempt. So for the meantime, since
Welcome
there was
ulit
already
sa
a
ating
motion
live.
that was approved
Pero naiba ito,
unanimously by
nag-hook
the
up lang
body,
tayo, Hazel.
another motion is also is appropriate. And to where
Magandang hapon dyan
he
sa
will
inyo,
be
Hazel
detained.
Flores.
Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair, I submit to the motion of Congressman Flores, no? And I would want to make a motion that Atty. Roque should be detained in the women's correction. Women's correction. Hindi po. Doon na lang sa bikutan natin. Mr. Chair, sorry po sa pagkakamali.
So is that a motion, Congressman Abante? Or Congressman Keith?
Mr. Chair, in deference to Attorney Roque being a former member of this House, Mr. Chair, I move that he be detained in the House premises, Mr. Chair.
The motion. Okay, there is a motion to detain him, detain Attorney Harry Roque at the House of Representatives Detention Facility. And this was duly seconded. Any objection? No objection. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, very quick. Mr. Chair.
Okay, just please make this very, very quick because the topic today is EJK.
Mr. Chair,
So
just for
after-
the sake of giving due course to this omnibus motion and compliance, particularly with respect to the motion to quash, I respectfully move that we disregard the motion to quash on the ground of being moot and academic.
Yes, as stated earlier by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, we will stand by our previous decision of denying his motion to quash. And again, reiterated by the decisions of the Supreme Court that was cited by Congresswoman Luistro and Congressman Keith Flores. Now,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Rog Gutierrez.
Mr. Chair, very shortly, just on the matter of the omnibus
Please make it
motion.
short, yes.
We still have the matter of the response to the show cause order. And I understand it's superfluous given the contempt order, but I think, Mr. Chair, as a body, we should rule on it. And in my opinion, it cites an it cites an unspecified condition and an unspecified surgery. It makes mention of an unspecified medical facility. It has been unsubstantiated. And my understanding is, it was imparted to me by the COMSEC. He did not even submit the medical certificates.
Are you referring to the medical certificate to be submitted to the quad by the wife of
No,
Attorney
Mr.
Harry
Chair. This is in response to show cause order because this is the third absence already by Mr. Attorney
Oh, yes.
Harry Roque. The first absence, the excuse was appearance in arbitration. The second absence was with no written response. And now we issued the show cause order last hearing, and now he has responded through the motion. It was omnibus po. There's a second part of the show cause order. And it would appear, Mr. Chair, that it's an unsubstantiated answer. And I believe, as a matter of course, we should issue a subpoena, Mr. Chair. Although superfluous given the contempt order, I still think that we should move to issue a subpoena at this testificantum, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is that a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to issue a subpoena for failure to properly answer the show cause order.
Okay, there is a motion to issue a subpoena to Attorney Harry Roque, subpoena ad testificandum for Attorney Harry Roque. And this was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you, Congressman Gutierrez. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just last two items. For the PNP documents to be submitted in this committee, that was mentioned by Police Lieutenant Colonel Espirido in his affidavit, such as the list of police generals and other PNP officials who received money from Kerwin Espinosa's group, as indicated in the ledger, and copies of cleared checks that were recovered from their accountant. Now, Mr. Chair, we have with us Brigadier General Ruel Sandoval of the DIDM. We'll just ask him later, Mr. Chairman. We'll just hold this particular documents that was ordered to the PNP to be submitted in this honorable committee. Now, lastly, Mr. Chairman, the LRA was ordered to provide a copy of land titles of Northern Cebu Renewable Energy Corporation, and as per information from the COMSEC, LRA committed to submit it in today's hearing, this afternoon. So again, we will just wait for the submission of such documents, Mr. Chairman. That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Yes, this
Yes,
in relation to
excuse me,
matters.
Congressman Fernandez.
I just would like to make a motion to strike out my statement a moment ago.
Which part of your statement? Congressman
That I said that Tony Roque should be detained at the Women's Correctional. I want it stricken out.
Okay, Comsec, please take note, and it is so ordered. Congressman Fernandez.
Yeah, this is in relation to letter that was submitted by Cassandra Leong through his lawyer, Attorney Topacio, in relation to also to the suit filed by them before the Supreme Court on behalf of their client, Ms. Cassandra Leong, seeking to stop the Quadcom, no, from disregarding the right of our client to remain silent. Yun po yung sinasabi ng sulat na ito. One of those that are written in this letter. But of course, Mr. Chairman, it was already established by the Supreme Court under GR number 175, 104, that legislative investigation, if I may, Mr. Chairman, that it was ruled by the Supreme Court that a legislative investigation and the court proceedings has different purposes. On one hand, yung pong hearings that are being conducted, like yung pong mga adjudicative proceedings, is to settle dispute of the two litigants. On the other hand, ito pong legislative inquiry in aid of legislation, inter alia, is to gather data and information that will seek to amend or to create new laws na magiging pong effective para i-implement po ng ating pong gobyerno. And accordingly, Mr. Chairman, under the case between Standard Chartered Bank of the Philippines and sa Senate of the Philippines, yung pong Senate Committee on Bank and Financial Institution, it is clearly stated on that case that the mere filing of criminal and administrative cases on any courts or quasi-judicial shall not prevent the legislative body to conduct a legislative function. Otherwise, it would be extremely easy to subvert any intended inquiry by Congress through the convenient ploy of instituting a criminal or administrative complaint. Yung pong exercise of the sovereign legislative authority belong to this Congress. And sabi ng Supreme Court, this cannot be made subordinate to any criminal or administrative investigation. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, 4 ito pong mga kaso or decision ng Supreme Court. One is the GR 174-105. Another is the Standard Chartered Bank and Senate Committee on Banks, Financial Institution. Third, yung case against Arnold versus Nazareno. And fourth, yung isang kaso nung kay Garciliano versus the House of Representatives na sinasabi po dito, and the court has no authority to prohibit a Senate committee from requiring persons to appear and testify before it in connection with an inquiry in aid of legislation in accordance with its duly published rules of procedure. Dito emphasizes the importance of the duty of those subpoena to appear before the legislature, even if incidentally incriminating questions are expected to be asked. Ngayon, Mr. Chairman, dito naman po sa sinasabi ni Mr. Topacio, dahil meron po siyang comment na sinasabi, in his comment, Mr. Fernandez said that supposedly the right to remain silent is not applicable to legislative inquiries, but only the right against self-incrimination and other statements. Such legal opinion is laughable because Fernandez is not a lawyer. Also, I must remind Mr. Fernandez that the matter is now before the courts and any such public comments touching on the case may be violative of the sub judice. Well, very clearly, Mr. Chairman, dito po sa ruling ng Supreme Court, yung pong the right to remain silent cannot be invoked by her client. And for the education and information of Mr. Topacio, Mr. Chairman, I may not be a lawyer. I may not be an expert on legal context. Pero wala po siyang monopoly ng legal context. Di ba? Meron na pong mga Google ngayon. At nakakapagbasa na tayo sa Google. And at the same time, Gen Z na po ngayon. Kaya I think grow up, no? At I think yung pong sinasabi niya that he's warning us, no? Through me, that should he make any more such statements, I will have no choice but to file a motion to cite him in contempt of court. But according sa Article 3, di ba, Section 7, Mr. Chairman, we are guaranteed to give information to public. Especially this entails public concern. This must be recognized. And I think medyo offending po yung mga sinabi niya. But again, we have to move that this letter that he submitted to us be disregarded, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. Now, may I remind, this is the last discussion on the issue of resource persons related to the POGO, because we want to proceed with the hearing on extrajudicial killings. Our resource persons already present. We take note of the observation and the manifestation of Congressman Dan Fernandez, and certainly with that kind of a a manifestation, the committee is bound to take an action. And but I will just ask committee chair of the Public Order and Safety to defer that for the moment, so that we can continue with the committee hearing proper. Is that all right, Congressman Fernandez?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, Mr. Chairman, but I think when we invited the resource persons in the person of Ms. Cassandra Ong, yung pong right to remain silent is not absolute. Especially when we are in the process of trying to find out those information and data that is guaranteed under this GR 175-104.
That was clearly stated by Your Honor, so we take note of that. And as I stated earlier, the committee is bound to take action on that particular manifestation. But we now can proceed with the committee hearing on the extrajudicial killings. Congressman
Mr. Chair,
Abante?
as we proceed with the hearing of the EJK, I now would like to introduce one of our resource persons, Colonel Padilla, to be able to answer questions on his knowledge on the EJK that happened in the penal colony that he once headed. So may I now call on Colonel Padilla, please.
Okay. Colonel Padilla is here present.
Good morning, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Good morning, Superintendent Padilla. We have a list of interpellators for our resource person, Superintendent Padilla. And in number one in the list is our Senior Deputy Speaker, Congressman Dong Gonzales. May I know if our witnesses, the COMSEC, Mr. Tan and Mr. Ano po Magdaro is present?
They're present, sir.
Sige, can you please invite them to... Paige, can you provide a chair for our witnesses? Hindi kasya eh. Ilan ba sila? Ano ba? Dalawa? Okay. Pasok doon.
Naman, pero kaya sila na ngayon.
So nagkaroon ng silent dahil meron silang kinuhang tao o pinapapuntang tao na galing doon sa holding room ng House of the Representative. So ito na nga po, nag-start na sa
So to the honorable members, we
AGK.
have in our detention facility three witnesses who has given their executed an affidavit and
Yeah,
which
magandang
was
hapon,
already present in the two previous hearings on the topic of EJK, and we asked them to be present in our committee hearing today.
Mr. Chairman.
Along with our other resource persons. Yes?
Yeah. Mr.
Yes,
Chairman,
JJ.
while we await the arrival of our two resource persons, I noticed the arrival of a certain Attorney Joel Butuyan. Can the COMSEC identify?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, Your Honors, Attorney Joel Butuyan is a resource person. He is representing Sinterlaw for human rights, sir.
Attorney Butuyan, can you please enter your appearance for the benefit of the honorable members of this committee?
Good morning, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Joel Butuyan. I am the chairperson of the Center for International Law, and I'm also in the list of counsels in the International Criminal Court, Your Honors.
Thank you, Attorney. So, where are the other witnesses?
Mr. Chairman, if Attorney Butuyan will be serving as one of our resource person, may I inquire from the good ComSec if he has already
Okay, please,
Please admit, sir.
please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
Yan, nagkaroon ulit ng katahimikan. Kasi ganito yan mga kababayan, hinihintay nila yung taong galing doon sa holding area at pupuntahin dyan sa bulwagan na yan upang magiging karagdagan nilang maging resource person. At ang iba dyan ay witness po sa pangyayari na kung saan nung nagdaan pa ng panahon ng Administrasyong Duterte, yun nga po ang tungkol doon sa AJK. So, ano mang kahinatnan, pakinggan natin. Pero habang nga naghihintay sila, naka-off yung kanilang mic. So, wala tayong narinig na sound. So, ako muna ang magsasalita. Ito po ay joint hearing po. Ito po ay doon sa drugs, human rights, sa public orders, at saka public account. Apat to na committee ng House of the Representative na nagsama-sama ngayon upang magkaroon ng linaw patungkol po dyan sa AJK. Kung maalala natin nung panahon na mga tukhang-tukhang nung panahon pa nila ni General pa noon si Bato de la Rosa, sa panahon nga ni Mayor Duterte, ay naman yung magpakatawag ng president. So Mayor Duterte, si Digong. So yun nga po ang takbo ng pagpupulong nito, ay kanilang alamin ano bang meron, ano nangyari, bakit, mga ganun ba. Bakit? Ano? Kailan? Sino? Alin? Kasi nga, yung nangyari noon na may namamatay, namamatay ba? Or inatay? Or salvage? Or mga ganun ba? Yung mga tungkol po doon sa AJ kinong araw. Na yun nga, marami nagreklamo na may pinatay, or namatay, or nanlaban, or na nagkaroon ng habulan. Kaya tungkol kasi sa drugs. Kaya, magkasama-sama dyan ang dangerous drugs na yun nga sa pamumuno ni Congressman Abante, sa human rights sa human rights si Congressman Abante, sa drugs naman ay si Congressman Barber. Dito naman si Dan Fernandez sa ano ba yung nakasulat sa account. At saka public account pala, at saka public order. So, yan nga po mga kababayan. Yan. So, nagkaroon ng sandaling katahimikan dahil nga doon sa kanilang kinuha o pinatawag na tao na magiging dagdag dyan sa kanilang tatanungin na nandun pa nga sa holding area, dyan din mismo sa Congress. So, masalimot ito mga kababayan sa mga ganitong klaseng usapin. At kung ano man ang kahinat na nito mga kababayan, ay marami tayong maririnig na pagbubulgar, mga pag-amin, may ilalaglag, ganun po yan ang usapan dito Kasi para bang nasa investigasyon real kung na nandun tayo sa harap ng husgado. Bagamat ito ay nasa Congress nga naman, pero ito ay hariyagang marinig ng lahat ng tao ng sambayan ng Pilipino.
Presidente Duterte.
Salamat, Tata. Ngayon, nandito na po ang ating Colonel Padilla. Colonel Padilla, sa iyong sinumpahang salaysay, maaari niyo po bang basahin ang number 4 at number 6 ng supplemental affidavit mo? Comsec, could you please give him a copy so that he can read?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Dito po sa aking affidavit, babasahin ko po. Pinapatutuhanan ko ang sinabi ni Tata na nung papunta kami sa investigation section, ay tumunog ang cellphone ko at ito ay sinagot ko. Ang tumawag sa akin ay, ayon sa boses, ay dating President Rodrigo Roa Duterte at sinabing congrats, Superintendent Padilla. Job well done, pero grabe yung ginawang dinuguan.
So, Colonel Padilla, Ngayon, binasa mo yung sa yung salaysay na number 4 and 6. Ngayon, inaamin mo na ngayon na totoo ang mga sinasabi ni Leopoldo Tan alias Tata na tinawagan ka ni Presidente Duterte pagkatapos patayin ang 3 Chinese. Colonel Padilla?
Yes, Your Honor, as the voice I've heard over the phone.
Inaamin mo ang lahat na ito ang sinabi ni Jimmy Fortaleza last hearing na nagkausap kayo ni Colonel Garma.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Inaamin mo din na nagkausap kayo ni Colonel Leonardo na sinabing papatayin nila ang 3 Chinese national.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Ngayon, meron akong huling tanong sa iyo, Colonel Padilla. Pag nag-uusap po kayo ng dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte, through personal na telepono ba ang dating Presidente ang pinagtatawag nyo o may iba pang telepono na ginagamit nyo? Ano ang ginagamit nyong telepono?
During that time, I have my cell phone, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Personal.
So, sino ang hindi ba nakarehistro yung telepono sa iyong pagtawag nung nakareceive ka ng calls?
Hindi po.
Well, anyway, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po ang gusto kong malinawan at least. Last hearing kasi, tinatanong ko po ito, nag-interject po si Congressman Fernandez for the executive session. So ngayon po, malinaw na po sa ating taong bayan at sa ating mga kasama dito lahat at nanonood sa buong Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. At ito po ay narinig nating lahat. I rest my case, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Gonzales. Before we acknowledge the next interpellator, let me just recognize the members who are present in this committee hearing. Congressman Roberto Y. Puno, Congresswoman Arlene Brosas, Congressman Jefferson Konghun, Congresswoman Midi Kua, Congressman Joboy Aquino, and Congressman Bambi Amano. Welcome to the committee hearing. Now, the next interpellator is Congressman Paulo Ortega V. I'm sorry, Congressman Ernix Junicio.
Marami pong salamat, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Actually, nung binabasa ko yung mga affidavit ni Colonel Padilla, nakakagulat at nakakagimbal. Pero sir, I salute and applaud ang sinumpaan yung salaysay na medyo mabibigat po yung mga nabasa ko rito ngayon. Colonel Padilla, if I may ask, ito po bang sinumpaang salaysay ninyo is sinabi nyo at with your own free will na talaga pong nangyari at experience nyong personal?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Padilla, nakakagulat kasi nung sa unang affidavit na nilabas ninyo na isang inmate na si Jimmy Fortaleza pa ang nagpasa ng isang cellphone para makausap nyo si Colonel Garma. Totoo po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Alam mo, nakakagulat din na ang isang inmate nasa piitan may sariling cellphone. Marahil nangyayari yung mga ganon sa ibang pagkakataon, pero para ang isang used to be a CIDG officer, hindi ko kilala personal pa, si Colonel Garma na nakalagay sa inyong affidavit o sinumpaang salaysay, ay tumatawag si isang inmate para makausap, ang then kayo po ay Superintendent Gerardo Padilla. Totoo po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Very disconcerting, Your Honor. But bagamat ganon, ito ang mga sinumpaan sa salaysay na nangyaring tunay at dun sa supplemental affidavit na aking nabasa na nabanggit din ni SDS na pati ang ating Pangulo na tumawag sa inyo na nakakagimbal na may nakalagay pa na ginawang dinuguan. Totoo po ba yon?
According to the voice, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, as I heard.
Having said that, Your Honor, ulitin ko lang po that I really applaud and salute you, sir, na ang mga binitiwan niyong salita ay galing sa inyong sariling eksperyensya na walang pumilit sa inyo. At nakikita ko rin sa inyong affidavit na marami kayong, it is given na kakatakutan ninyo ang sitwasyon o safety ng inyong sarili at pamilya. Kaya sa aking maliit na kaparaanan, Ginoong Tagapangulo, nais ko pong imungkahi na marekomenda natin na mabigyan ng immunity ang sinumpaang salaysay ni Colonel Gerardo Padilla upang mabigyan naman siya ng karapat-dapat na proteksyon at maengganyo rin natin ang ibang witnesses at mga resource persons natin ngayon na magsabi ng katotohanan. At lumabas talaga ang totoo na huwag po kayong matakot at naririto po ang Congress, ang mga kongresista para bigyan po kayo ng suporta at lumabas ang katotohanan po.
Thank you, Congressman Junicio. Doon sa iyong mungkahi na bigyan ng immunity ang ating witness, iyan po sa kasalukuyan ay pinag-aaralan ng ating committee kasama po ang Department of Justice. At the appropriate time, iyan po ay ilalabas po natin at aaprubahan po ang inyong mungkahi. Maraming salamat, Congressman Junicio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The next to interpolate is Congressman Paulo Ortega, the fifth. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bigat tayo amin. A few questions, additional questions, because I had the chance to interpolate Mr. Witness already. Mr. Chair, Mr. Witness, kayo po ay na-appoint po nung time ng Pangulong Benigno Aquino, di ba po ba?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Anong time po kayo na-appoint?
I entered the prison service since 1983 and I rose from the rank, Your Honor.
Sino po ang presidente nung panahon na yun?
I think during the time of then President Erap Estrada.
Okay, sir. So, wala po kayong utang na loob sa past administration?
Wala po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Ngunit alam po natin na kahit po tayo'y walang utang na loob, kailangan po natin sumunod sa orders ng mga nakakataas. Hindi po ba, Mr. Chair, Mr. Witness?
Yes po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Alam ko po, Mr. Chair, Mr. Witness, na hindi po kayo pabor sa mga nangyayaring drug war at EJK nung panahon ng dating administrasyon. Tama po ba ako, Mr. Chair?
Yes
Mr.
po,
Witness?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
So, kahit na nangyayari po yung mga sa mga oras na yon at nangyayari po yung pagpatay at nangyari po yung pagpatay, sigurado po ako you were under a lot of stress. Tama po ba ako, Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Mr.
Your
Witness?
Honor, Mr. Chair.
Dahil po dito, Mr. Chair, Mr. Witness, to wrap up, nakatanggap po ba kayo ng mga threats? O nakatanggap po ba ng threats ang inyong pamilya, Mr. Chair, Mr. Witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Chair.
Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Congressman Ortega. Bago po natin tawagin yung susunod na interpellator, mayroon lang ho akong interjection konti. Colonel Superintendent Padilla, dun sa una mong affidavit, binanggit mo si former PCSO head, no? General Manager Miss Royina Garma. Tama po ba yun?
Yes po.
Yun doon sa una mong
Mr. Chair.
affidavit. Okay. Na doon sa pagbanggit mo sa kanya, ang pagkakasabi mo doon ay nakausap niyo siya sa isang cellphone.
Yes po.
Sa cellphone ni isang PDL, ang pangalan ay Jimmy Fortaleza. Tama
Yes
po ba?
po, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Pwede ba, maaari niyo po bang ituro sa amin kung sino si Colonel Royina Garma dito sa bulwagan na ito?
Hindi ko masyadong ko ang mukha, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Hindi nyo
Hindi
kilala
ko po
yung mukha?
kilala.
Okay. Nandyan ba siya sa kanan mo?
Hindi ko po masyadong mamukaan, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So hindi mo siya namumukaan?
Hindi ko po mamukaan.
Okay. Pero nakausap mo siya sa cellphone?
Yes po, Your Honor.
How sure are you na siya ay si Colonel Royina Garma?
Because of PDL Jimmy Fortaleza, Your Honor, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Sige. Salamat. Siya si Jimmy Fortaleza, di ba? You are Jimmy Fortaleza. Pwede bang pakipatutuhanan mo nga na sa cellphone mo tumawag si Royina Garma para makausap si Colonel Padilla dahil yun ang ayon sa iyong salaysay, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kilala mo si Royina Garma?
Yes, sir.
Pwede bang ituro mo rito kung nasaan si Royina Garma?
Yes, sir.
So, si Royina Garma, siya ba yung dating PCSO General Manager?
Yes, sir, and she is my classmate in the Philippine National Police Academy.
Okay. Sige, thank you. Salamat. Now we will
Mr.
call...
Chair, pakiulit nga po yung sinabi niya na hindi ko masyado narinig yung
Pwede bang pakiulit mo ulit?
Classmate
Ano yung sinabi mo? Classmate kayo ni Colonel Royina Garma.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kailan po yun? Kailan?
We are member of Philippine National Police Academy Class 1997, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Sige, maraming salamat. So, ang next to interpolate is Congressman Johnny Pimentel. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have already had 3 hearings wherein Colonel Padilla was a resource person. In those 3 previous hearings, Colonel Padilla has submitted 5 affidavits. Yung unang sinabit po niya is sa August 27, wherein he denied any involvement in the killings of the 3 nationals. Then on September 2, Mr. Chair, nag-submit na naman po siya ng affidavit. However, this time he has admitted that Colonel Royina Garma indeed talked to him over the phone through the prodding of Jimmy Fortaleza. Now, on September 4, meron na naman po siyang sinubmit na affidavit po na pinatotohanan niya yung sinabi ni Leopoldo Ontalan Jr. na tumawag sa kanya si former President Rodrigo Duterte and congratulating him. Now, on September 9, nag-execute na naman siya ng sa supplemental affidavit. At dito po, may hinahayag na naman siyang importanteng impormasyon sa komitiba wherein tinuturo niya si Colonel Garma ang isa sa mastermind ng pagpatay ng Chinese nationals. Bakit ko po sinasabing isa sa mastermind si Colonel Garma. Because we already know the facts based on the several resource persons that have testified in this hearing. At lahat po doon sa mga affidavit ng tatlo, ni Jimmy Fortaleza, ni Leopoldo Ontalan, at saka ni Colonel Padilla, lahat po ay nagtuturo na si Ruyo Garma ang nag-utos na ipapatay yung tatlong Chinese national. Ngayon, Mr. Chair, balikan ko lang po si Colonel Padilla. Kasi nintunan po ninyo si Mr. Chair, si Colonel Padilla. Nang tinanong niyo siya kung kilala ba niya si Colonel Garma. Ang sagot po ni Colonel Padilla, hindi ho niya kilala. However, Colonel Padilla, on paragraph 5 of your second supplemental affidavit, bago mangyari ang pagpatay sa tatlong Chinese drug nationals na nakatitain sa nasabing piitan, ay tinawagan ako ni Colonel Edelberto Leonardo. Itong si Colonel Edelberto Leonardo, ito po ang amo ni Colonel Garma sa CIDG sa Davao Station. Pagdating ko sa station ay nandun si Colonel Garma. Based sa sinumpaang salaysay po ninyo, kinausap ako ni Colonel Leonardo ng mga 30 minutes at mga bla bla bla. Pero very clear po dito, Colonel Padilla, na nag-meeting po kayo bago nangyari yung insidente, bago po nangyari ang krimen, nakipag-meeting po kayo sa CIDG station in the presence of Colonel Leonardo and in the presence of Colonel Garba. Imposible naman po na nag-usap kayo na almost 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. At kaharap nyo si Colonel Leonardo at si Colonel Garma, hindi ho nyo maturo dito. Medyo napaka-imposible pong sitwasyon, Mr. Chair. So ano po ba? Kilala niyo ba si Colonel Garba o hindi? Baka nagbago ang itsura niya.
Nagbago po ang itsura kasi slim pa siya nung nagkita kami, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Ganun po ba?
Opo.
Pero ano mo nyo, based on forensics, ang tao po, pag maliit pa, hanggang paglaki niya, kahit na tumaba siya, kung kilala mo talaga siya, kung nakausap mo na siya, whether he became fat, whether he was thin, makikilala ho ninyo. Gaano mo ba katagal ang meeting ninyo with Colonel Leonardo and Colonel Garma?
Wala pong mga 30 minutes lang, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
30 minutes. Okay. So the fact, Mr. Chair, is that there indeed was a meeting in the office of the CIDG station wherein Colonel Garba is one of the main actors of this incident. Ito, inilalagay ko lang po ito sa record para yung buong salaysay ay malaman po ng buong madlang publiko. Para maintindihan po ng publiko na na-corroborate na po yung statement ng resource person na isa at saka yung resource person
Good evening, Kamitinan. Salamat.
Na si Jimmy Fortaleza.
Tayo ngayon is makimonitor tayo sa nangyari
I will
dito
direct my questions later on to Colonel Garma.
Ito po kasi ay committee hearing or hearing ito patungkol sa
main
AG.
actor
Yung
po
pagpatayan
dito.
way back
I just wanted to put in
sa panahon pa
record
ni
that indeed there was a
Mayor
meeting
Digong
that
Duterte
was
ng mga panahon
held
na yun. Meron kasing,
in the CIDG station
nangyari doon sa
sometime
AG na
between
yan.
July
Yung mga
and
congressman,
August, and
yun
that
ang
is where
inimbestigahan ngayon.
the plan was hatched to kill the 3 Chinese nationals. It was a conspiracy that started from the topmost official of the country
At
all the
mga
way
kababayan,
down
kung ating
to the
matatandaan,
lowly
ang hearing na to,
officials,
apat
pati
na
yung mga
committee
gwardiya
ito.
po, kasama po
Committee on,
dito sa krimen na nangyari.
drugs,
So I'll
human
reserve my
right,
questions later on, Mr.
sa
Chair, to
public
Colonel Garma.
account,
Thank you,
public
Mr.
order.
Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel.
Pinangungunahan nila ito
The
ni
next to
Congressman Barber,
interpolate is
Congressman Abante,
Congresswoman
Congressman Dan
Jinky
Fernandez,
Luistro.
saka si,
You are
Thank you, Mr.
recognized.
Chair.
saka si
I wish to direct my
Paduano.
questions to Colonel Garma. Colonel, ano pong tunay niyong pangalan? Buo na pangalan?
Mr. Chair, Royina Marzan Garma.
Pwede ko po ba kayong tawagin na Colonel Garma?
It's okay, Mr. Chair. Yes, ma'am.
Alam po nyo, becoming a lady officer in uniform, that's one of my dreams. I was supposed to transfer to PNP, kaya lang patatakbuhin nila ako sa Oval, kaya bumalik na ako ng DOJ. Tagasan po ba si Colonel Garma?
I'm from Solana, Cagayan, Region 2 po.
Where's Cagayan? Norte po ba yan?
North, yes, ma'am.
Norte.
Yes.
Doon po ba kayo pinanganak sa Cagayan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Punta na ba
Saan
tayo?
po kayo nag-aral ng
Punta na
elementarya?
ba tayo Kamintinan?
Solana, Cagayan.
Cagayan.
Sana nga,
Your Honor.
sana
High
nga no,
school.
huwag man naman mangyari yan.
Tugigaraw.
Pero kung
Where's
ano man
Tugigaraw?
ang takbo ng panahon, hindi naman natin
Now
mapigilan
it's St. Louis
Kamintinan.
University, Your Honor.
Diyos
Nasaan
na
po
lang
ang
ang
Tugigaraw?
nakakalam.
It's still in Cagayan.
Nasa kanya
It's
lahat
also
ang
in
mga bagay
Cagayan.
kung ano
Yes.
mangyayari.
How about your college? Saan po kayo nakatapos ng kolehiyo?
I finished my college sa Philippine National Police Academy, Your Honor.
PNPA po? Diretso kayong PNPA?
No, Your Honor. My before I entered PNP, I studied in Cagayan.
Ano pong una nyong inaral sa Cagayan?
AB Mathematics, Your Honor.
AB Mathematics. Ano po bang trabaho ng mga graduate ng AB Mathematics? As I understand, usually teacher, tama ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor, but I dreamed to become a lawyer nung inaral ko po yun.
Are you a lawyer as well?
No, Your Honor.
You plan to become a lawyer during that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And after finishing this AB Mathematics, ano pong sunod yung ginawa sa buhay?
I entered the Philippine National Police Academy in 1995, Your Honor.
When is this?
1995.
1995. Pumasok po kayo ng PNPA.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when did you finish your studies in PNPA?
That's April 25 of 1997, Your Honor.
1997. After finishing your studies in PNPA, that is 1997, kayo po ba'y pumasok na agad sa serbisyo sa Philippine National Police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And maari po bang malaman, saan po kayo unang na destino?
Okay. We were based in Camp Crame. We were made to choose kung ano pong region ang gusto namin. 3 po ang hiningi sa aming region during the time. So, pinili ko po ang Region 11, Region, I think, 13, and then Region 2 was my last option.
Based on my research, Colonel Garma, 1996 to 1998, kayo po ang anti-vice unit head ng Davao.
No, Mr. Chair, it's from 1997.
So this is 97 to 98.
That's October.
Yes, and you will agree with me during that time, kakagraduate nyo lang from PNPA. Somehow.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after this assignment, ano pong sumunod?
I was the chief of the women's desk of Davao
Saan
City.
po ito?
Davao City Police Office.
So ang kasunod po ng assignment nyo as anti-vice unit of Davao is head of women's desk also in Davao.
Yes, Your Honor.
You confirm. Ano pong kasunod nyong assignment dito?
And then 2004, I was reassigned sa Camp Crame. I transferred po sa CIDG. So I was based in the main office of CIDG.
How come based on my research, kayo daw po'y pauli-uli? Manila CIDG and Davao CIDG. How true is this?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2004, I was reassigned to Camp Crame. So change of unit po from from PRO, Police Regional Office 11, I was transferred to a National Support Unit, which is the Criminal Investigation Detection Group.
If I
based
may
in
interrupt,
Camp Crame.
Colonel Garma, you
Your Honor.
confirm na 2004 to 2007, for quite some time kayo nasa CIDG Manila and for quite some time nasa CIDG Davao. Tama po ba yun?
I
Yes,
was in
that's what you're saying.
I was in CIDG Manila until I think June of 2005. And then
How about before and after June 2005? Where were you?
Seldom po ako bumabalik ng Davao.
But at least bumabalik po kayo ng Davao.
I cannot recall if I returned only when I attended the wake of my mother-in-law during that time, Mr. Chair.
To proceed, Mr. Chair, after po nitong CIDG assignment nyo, saan po kayo sunod na na-assign?
Bumalik po ako ng Davao City Police Office.
Ano pong
Region
taon nito?
11. At sometime 2009.
2009.
Mr.
You
Chair.
confirmed that you were the police admin officer of Davao City?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened next after this? Saan po kayo sunod na na-assign?
Almost 3 years after, I was assigned as station commander of Sasa Police Station. That's Station 4 of Davao City Police Office, Mr.
So you
Chair.
confirmed that 2011 to 2016, kayo po ang station commander ng Sasa, also in Davao.
It's not until 2016, Mr. Chair. It's
Maybe
until
2015.
2014, and from 2014 to 2015, that's Santa Ana Police Station of Davao City Police Office.
But
So-
again, Santa Ana is likewise in Davao.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And what happened after the Santa Ana Davao assignment?
January, I was issued an order to undergo police officers senior executive course.
And do you confirm, 2016, kayo po ang CIDG Director ng Davao Province?
No, no.
So
Your
where
Honor.
were you in 2016?
I was undergoing a mandatory training.
And
Your
after
Honor.
the mandatory training, where did you go?
January of 2017, I was designated regional chief of CIDG Region 7, Mr. Chair.
Where is that? Region 7. What
Cebu.
province is this?
Cebu.
Cebu. Was there no time during which you were assigned as CIDG Director of Davao?
Never, Mr. Chair.
Okay. And after your assignment as Chief of Police of Cebu City, no, CIDG Director of Cebu City, 2017, saan po kayo sunod na na-assign?
Director of Cebu City Police Office.
2018, Director of Cebu City Police Office. And after your stint as Cebu City Director of Police, ano pong sunod ninyong pinuntahan?
I retired early and I applied for the position of General Manager of the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, Mr. Chair.
Can you please share with us, ano po yung exact date na kayo ay na-appoint as General Manager ng PCSO?
I think that's July of 2019, I think 2019.
July 15, 2019.
Mr.
Tama
Chair.
po ba?
Yes.
Balikan ko po yung naging career nyo sa Davao. At ako po yung medyo napapaisip lang, kayo po yung taga-Norte, kayo po yung taga-Cagayan, bakit po kaya kayo dito sa Davao halos nag-spend ng inyong career in PNP? Tama po ba yung observation ko?
Yes.
Almost
Your Honor.
your entire career was spent in Davao.
Yes, Your
Can you
Honor.
describe to us, ano po bang peace and order situation sa Davao from 1997 until 2015?
It is very peaceful, and it is one of the most livable city in the Philippines, Mr. Chair.
Very peaceful and one of the most livable city. What do you think is the reason kung bakit po peaceful and one of the most livable city?
I think because of the overwhelming support of the LGU sa police and the social welfare of Davao City is really working
You
and addressing
mentioned
poverty.
you mentioned about the overwhelming support of the LGU to PNP.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, yes,
Of
Your
course,
Honor.
it is a common knowledge as early as 1988, mayor na po ang ating dating Pangulo, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yes, Your
Would you
Honor.
agree with me if I would say na kaya po peaceful at livable ang Davao is because of the leadership of the former President?
Yes, Your Honor.
You agree?
Yes, I agree.
And would you agree with me also if I would say, kaya po kayo nainganyo na dito manatili sa Davao, nagustuhan nyo ang leadership ng dating Pangulo sa Davao?
No, Your Honor.
So what is the reason?
My ex-husband is from Kidapawan.
Where's Kidapawan?
That's Region 12.
It's near Davao.
Yeah, and he convinced me that Davao is better than
I
Cotabato
understand.
or Region 13.
Colonel, of course you will agree with me that generally speaking, ang mga mayors po, may discretion yan. Kung sino yung mga police officers na magse-serve sa kanilang area of jurisdiction. Sumasang-ayon po ba kayo? Yes. That is a
Yes,
common
Your Honor.
knowledge. As a matter of fact, noon pong kayo na-appoint 1997 to 1998, anti-vice unit head of Davao. Hindi po ito mangyayari without the conformity of the former president. Tama po ba? Because he is the mayor.
No,
And the
Your-
mayor can say, I want someone else.
No, Your Honor. I
No?
earned it, Your Honor.
Okay. How about your appointment from 1999 to 2004 as head of Women's Desk of Davao? Don't you think ito po'y idinadaan at ikinukonsulta sa mayor before an officer is assigned?
I am not aware of that policy during that time, Your Honor.
Well, I'm sharing with you, Colonel Garma, that by way of general practice, kinukonsulta po ang mga mayors kung sino ang i-appoint na officer dun sa kanilang area of jurisdiction. I'm speaking based on experience because I came from the LGU. How about your appointment from 2004 to 2007 as CIDG Officer of Manila? Paano po kayo napunta sa Manila?
Mr. Chair, way back 2004, my marriage was on the rock. So I have to leave Davao because of a scandal.
In other words, kaya lang po kayo umalis ng Davao during this time
Yes.
is because your marriage is failing already?
Yes, Your Honor, and there was a big scandal, so I have to leave Davao.
Thank you. Colonel Garma, how about 2009? You were Davao City Police Admin Officer. Would you agree with me if I would say na hindi po kayo mapupunta dito kung hindi payag ang dating Pangulo?
No, Your Honor.
How about your appointment from 2011 to 2016? Station Commander po kayo ng Davao? At ito po hindi rin mangyayari kung hindi payag at walang conformity ang dating Pangulo. Sumasang-ayon po ba kayo?
Because it is a station commander position, it must be approved by the office of the mayor, Mr. Chair.
So you agree?
Yes, Mr.
And
I
your
agree.
appointment in Santa Ana, Davao, this has to be with the conformity of the mayor as well. Tama po ba?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe yes, yes.
And 2016, you were appointed as CIDG Director of Davao. No, January 2017. Ito po hindi rin mangyayari without the conformity of the former president. Do you agree?
I do not know, Your Honor.
And we have to remind the committee, Colonel Garma, that during this time, Pangulo na po ang dating presidente. He was elected 2016. So, the more reasons that we have to believe na mahirap pong magpa-appoint ng CIDG director kung walang conformity ang dating Pangulo.
If you allow me to explain, Mr. Chair,
Can you just limit your answer to the question, Colonel?
I do not know if there's an intervention or what. I just
Okay.
received the order that I have to report to Region 7 as the director of CIDG.
Thank you for your answer.
Your
We're
Honor.
taking your answer as it is. And 2018, kayo po'y na-appoint na city director ng Cebu City.
Yes, Your Honor.
And based on my research, hindi po ito gusto ng mayor ng Cebu. And yet, you were appointed as Cebu City Director. Why?
The position was offered to me by General Sinas, Your Honor. And I thought that mas maganda, I will take the opportunity because very seldom po na ang babae sa PNP mabigyan po ng ganong posisyon at isang karangalan po na magsilbi as director ng isang syudad na malaki. So yun pong dahilan kung bakit ako napunta dyan because it was offered by General Sinas.
Thank you for your answer, Colonel. How about your appointment as PCSO General Manager?
I applied for the position, Mr. Chair.
Who was the appointing authority?
The President, Mr.
The
Chair.
President was the one who appointed you. At kanina po sinabi nyo na nag-retire kayo ng maaga.
Yes, Mr.
How
Chair.
early did you retire from the PNP to accommodate the appointment in PCSO?
I served the Philippine National Police for 24 years, Your Honor.
24 years. Tama po ba yung kwenta ko na 10 years before your retirement ay lumipat na po kayo ng PCSO?
10 years? Yeah, yes. Before
I'm
the
correct.
mandatory retirement, Mr. Chair.
Okay
Your
po.
Honor.
At kayo po ba'y sasang-ayon sa akin if I would say, nang inaral nyo nung kolehiyo, AB Mathematics, Leadership Course, and Public Safety, these are all alien to the function of being a PCSO General Manager. Malayo, di ho ba?
I don't agree, Mr. Chair.
We're taking your answer. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, Colonel Garma, the reason why you were appointed for PCSO General Manager is because the President trusted you that you can discharge the function of this office. Tama po?
Possible, Mr. Chair.
Otherwise, hindi po kayo i-appoint kung hindi po kayo pinagtitiwalaan ng Presidente. Tama po ba?
It's possible, Mr. Chair.
And I wish to maintain my statement, Mr. Chair, na bago po ma-appoint ang isang opisyal ng PNP sa isang area of jurisdiction, as a general practice, we always consult the LCE or the local chief executive. In other words, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, I wish to state that the reason why almost the entire career in PNP of Colonel Garma was spent in Davao, the reason why he was appointed in Cebu City as City Director, and the reason why he was appointed as PCSO General Manager is because pinagtitiwalaan po siya ng ating dating Pangulo, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. You need not answer this question, Colonel Garma. Tanong ko po sa inyo, do you trust the former President in the same way that he trusted you? Pinagtitiwalaan nyo din po ba siya kung paano niya kayo pinagtitiwalaan?
Mr. Chair, can you, in what aspect, Mr. Chair? If I want that to be clarified. It's a
Siguro,
very
let
vague
us talk
question.
about your career in the PNP. Let us talk about your position as General Manager of PCSO. Kayo po'y pinagtiwalaan ng Pangulo, dahilan kung bakit kayo naging matagumpay sa inyong career sa PNP. Kasama na po yung appointment nyo as PCSO General Manager. Ang maliwanag po, Colonel, malaki ang tiwala sa inyo ng dating Pangulo. You need not answer that. Ang tanong ko po sa inyo, kayo po ba nagtitiwala din kay Pangulong Duterte? Of course you do.
Of course, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Otherwise, hindi nyo po tatanggapin itong mga appointment na ito sa Davao, including your appointment as PCSO General Manager. At yung pong tiwala, yun po'y ina-earn. Tama po ba? And I must say, ito po'y nag-umpisa sa inyong paghanga sa kung anong mayroon sa Davao. You admired his leadership. Reason why you believe in the ability, capability of the former president. Tama po ba, Colonel Garma?
No, Mr. Chair.
Why? You don't believe the president?
I believe, but I don't admire.
You don't admire. Okay. Let me correct my terminology. You believe the president because you have seen what he has done already in Davao. Because you said earlier, livable and peaceful city ang Davao. And it is because of the leadership of then Mayor, the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Part of that.
Yes. And kasama po sa paniniwala nyo sa leadership, you also believe in his programs. Tama po ba?
Part of that, Mr. Chair.
Yes. In other words, kayo po'y naniniwala din sa ipinaglalaban niyang dapat supilin ang droga sa Pilipinas. Naniniwala po kayo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And naniniwala din po kayo na dapat mawala lahat ng mga drug lords at lahat ng mga sangkot dito sa dangerous drugs operation.
May I ask what
Naniniwala din po kayo na dapat mawala lahat ng mga drug lords.
Hindi po yung term na mawala, Mr. Chair. I think justice should be served, but
Yes,
not mawala.
justice should be served.
Yes, Mr.
And
Chair.
in conclusion, Colonel Garma, naniniwala po kayo sa war against drugs.
I believe in the part ng program. Kasi po, if I can explain my answer, Mr. Chair,
Wait,
there's
ilang parte ho ba mayroon ang program ng war against drugs?
intense police operation and police community relation with intense police patrol, Mr. Chair. So,
So which part do you believe and which part you do not believe?
community relations and intense police patrol. Because
So you believe in both? Alin po yung sinasabi niyong naniniwala kayo sa isang parte? Alin parte ho ang hindi niyo pinapaniwalaan?
I am more focused on police patrol, Mr. Chair.
You believe in police patrol?
Intensified police patrol using the quad operations concept, Mr. Chair.
And the first part is?
Community relations.
You believe also in community relations?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
In other words, you believe in the entire package of the war against drugs. Tama po?
Of course, the quad concept of operation should work hand in hand,
I'm
Mr.
talking
Chair.
about the war on drugs in its entire context, the way it was launched by the Philippine National Police with the support of the former president. Naniniwala po ba kayo sa war on
Yes,
drugs?
yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, you do believe.
Yes.
And do you confirm, Colonel Garma, kanina po tinuro kayo ni Fortaleza, kaklase nyo daw siya.
Yes, Mr.
You
Chair.
belong to class 1997.
Yes, Your Honor.
How about Superintendent Padilla? Do you know him?
I've met him once, Mr. Chair.
You've met him once.
Yes,
Can you
Mr.
enlighten us? Saan niyo po ba nakilala si Superintendent Padilla?
Your Honor, I met him when I passed by at CIDG 11 sometime in 2016.
And can you tell us the reason why you passed by in CITG 11 in 2016?
We are actually preparing for our thesis, and Your Honor, my subject is about the interagency response or on illegal drugs. So I have to pass by there, and I would like to get some documents for my research.
So it's about the thesis.
Yes,
The
Mr.
reason why you happen to see
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Superintendent
Yes, Your Honor.
Padilla.
Yes,
The
Your
reason why
Honor.
you were in CIDG 11 is because of thesis.
Yes, Your Honor.
But can you enlighten us, why was Superintendent Padilla there in the office? Was he part of the thesis?
I do not know, Your Honor, why he was there.
But you told us that you met him there. Ano pong dahilan nandun si Superintendent Padilla?
Nung po dumaan ako, Your Honor, it is, nasanay po ako sa courtesy to pass by the office of the head.
Who was the head during the time?
It was Colonel Leonardo.
So, can you again tell us what year is this and month if possible?
It's just July of 2016.
In
I'm
other
not
words,
very
you
sure, Your
confirm
Honor.
that one time in July of 2016, you happened to meet Superintendent Padilla and Colonel Leonardo. You
do not-
confirm that?
I
Yun na
do
po
not-
yung sinabi nyo kanina.
Yes.
Nag-pass by kayo.
Yes, Your Honor. I
You
passed
confirm
by.
that?
Yes.
Yes. Kanina po you also admitted kaklase nyo si Fortaleza. Do you recall any incident na dinalaw nyo si Fortaleza sa Davao Penal Farm Colony?
Yes, Your Honor.
When was this?
I think it was also July of 2016, Your Honor.
July ulit. So yun pong pagkikita nyo kay Colonel Leonardo, it was because of your thesis.
Yes, Your Honor.
How about having called Fortaleza?
No, Your Honor.
Hindi nyo po tinawagan si Fortaleza.
Never po.
Okay. July 2016, na-meet nyo po si Superintendent Padilla at si Colonel Leonardo sa CITG. And then July 2016, dinalaw nyo po ang kaklase nyo si Fortaleza during the time nakadetain siya sa Davao Penal Farm and Colony. Kasama nyo ang kaklase nyong si Grijaldo at ang dati nyong asawa si Colonel Villela.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nasaan po kayo
Mr.
during
Chair.
this time?
Pakiulit lang po yung sagot niya kanina na ang sabi niya, never na tinawagan niya si Jimmy Fortaleza. Never. Pakiulit nga po yung sagot niyo.
Can you please mention again, articulate again your answer to my earlier question? May naaalala po ba kayong pagkakataon na tinawagan nyo 2 beses si Fortaleza? 3 pa nga yata eh.
Wala pa ako
Mr. Chairman,
naalala.
Mr. Chairman, before,
Yes.
just quick lang po, Mr. Chairman. I just remind Colonel Garma, you're under oath.
Yes, Mr.
If
Chair.
we prove that indeed you're lying, we might cite you in contempt.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm about to wind up, Mr. Chair. During this time, July 2016 and August 2016, nasan po ang assignment ninyo, Colonel Garma?
I was undergoing schooling, so I don't have a unit or assignment, Your Honor.
Wala pa po kayong unit assignment.
Yes, wala pa akong office, wala po.
But considering that almost your entire career was spent in Davao, I think it is reasonable to believe na kahit papaano, alam nyo po yung mga nangyayari sa Davao. Somehow, yes. Yes or no?
Hindi ho lahat, Mr. Chair. Your
Some.
Honor.
Would you say yes?
Your Honor, hindi kasi ako mahilig lumabas, magkipag-socials.
Okay, let me be
sometimes I'm not
specific,
even
Colonel
updated,
Garma.
Except kung trabaho ko po yun, Mr.
Did
Chair.
you come across the killing of 3 Chinese nationals in Davao Penal Farm and Colony?
Of course, nabalita po narinig namin, yes.
Saan nyo po nabalita?
Hindi ko na po ma-recall, but napag-uusapan
Sino pong kausap nyo sa usapan na sinasabi nyo?
kahit sinong pulis po.
Kahit sinong
Kasi
pulis.
it's a
Can you
big
please name
case.
names?
I
Sino
cannot-
po yung mga pulis na nakakausap nyo tungkol sa 3 Chinese nationals na napatay? Tatlong Chinese drug lords na napatay po sa Davao Penal Farm and Colony.
Wala, kahit sinong pulis na magsasabi na, may namatay na Chinese dun sa loob. Oh, really? Sino yun? Ganun lang po.
Sabi niyo po, ang
Matagal na
daming
record.
pulis. Can you at least name names? Name a few of them. Na nakausap niyo at nagsabi sa inyong may napatay na tatlong Chinese drug lords sa Davao Penal Farm.
During that time, I was undergoing schooling, Your Honor. So
Yes, but
probably mga
earlier you
classmates
said,
namin.
Colonel Garma, that you were aware because pinag-uusapan ninyong mga pulis. Now tell us, sino po yung mga pulis na nakausap nyo?
Hindi ko na po maalala, Mr.
Hindi nyo na po
Maraming
maalala.
pulis po. It's very impossible na hindi maging news po yan at hindi pwedeng pag-usapan, Mr. Chair.
Precisely, Colonel Garma.
Yes,
Maraming
ma'am.
salamat po. I am done for now, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Chairman.
Congresswoman Luistro. Yes,
Just
Congresswoman
quick lang,
Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, because when Colonel Padilla was asked to pinpoint Colonel Garma, hindi niya pa daw na-recognize. Then, nung second question, sabi niya daw nagbago ng muka. Okay, ito, Mr. Chairman, I have a picture with Colonel Garma, together with the President, Duterte. Old picture to, ano lang po, paki-confirm na if indeed this is the picture, ito yung Garma na kilala mo dati.
Comsec?
Kasi walang salamin yan. Hindi nakasalamin eh.
Nakasalamin na ako.
Anyway, paki-confirm lang. Hindi ako, Comsec. Comsec dito, kay Colonel Padilla. Colonel, do you confirm na yan yung Padilla, yan yung Garma na nakita mo noon?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to confirm na indeed, nakita niya si Colonel Garma. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. So the next to interpolate is Congresswoman Pani Zamora. You're recognized.
Magandang araw, Mr. Chair. Ang aking mga tanong ay sa sentro. Lalo pa nating mapalalim ang ating pagkilala kay Colonel Garma. Hello, Colonel Garma. Hi, how are you? Gusto kong balikan how Colonel Garma rose from the ranks. Actually, let's go back to nung nasa PNPA siya. Ma'am, sinabi mo kanina na sinabi mo kay Kong Jinky na kayo nung mga kaklase nyo, dumalaw kayo, dinalaw nyo si Jimmy Fortaleza. Ano nangyari? There are many, if not countless, articles about your husband stating na tama naman na pinagtanggol mo siya at nanindigan ka. Siyempre bilang asawa, pinaglaban mo yung spouse mo. Anong nangyari nun? Hindi mo ba siya inilapit kahit kanino?
No, Mr. Chair. Can I make a statement, Mr. Chair?
Can you just answer our question, please? Hindi mo ba siya... It's understandable that we stand by our spouses. Wala pong mali doon na yun po ang... Kung ang sagot niyo po ay oo, wala naman pong mali doon. Naiintindihan ko po yun completely. Asawa niyo po yun. So, nilapit niyo po ba ang problema ng asawa niyo sa kung kanino man, lalo't higit kay former Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte?
No, Your Honor.
Alright. So, hindi mo siya nilapit kahit kanino?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Ngayon, it would say here, sa iba namang news article, na the final straw that broke your marriage was another incident, which I will not mention, and sinasabi dito, kaya ka mapupunta din sa Manila. Kasi, kumbaga, na-iskandalo na ang pamilya nyo. Tama po ba yun?
In 2004,
Oo.
Mr. Chair, hindi pa po nag-start yung scandal doon. It's more of
completely denying that you went to and you sought the help of former Mayor Rodrigo Duterte to somehow help your husband.
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
So anong totoo? Wala kang ginawa para matulungan yung asawa mo?
Wala po, Your Honor. He earned it, Your Honor.
He earned what?
Whatever po yung positions na nakuha niya, he earned it.
Despite having very scandalous cases?
I don't... kaya nga he earned it. He knows his way up, Mr. Chair.
He surely would know his way out. So hindi mo siya, ma'am, talaga tinulungan. Because countless articles, merong Rappler, iba't iba pa, nagsasabi dito na naging hingahan nyo ng sama ng loob nung panahon na yon si Mayor Duterte. And thus earning his trust.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ngayon, ma'am, mabalik po tayo. Nung first assignment nyo po, nabanggit nyo po ang first assignment nyo ay bilang, ano nga po ba ang first assignment nyo, ma'am, sa Davao?
I was the team leader of the anti-vice unit. No, my first assignment was I was the chief of the HRDD,
Alright.
Human Resource Doctrine Development under admin branch of Davao City Police Office. That was my first assignment po sa Davao City.
So all your stints in Davao are within the city? The city of Davao?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Saan-saan sa Davao ito?
When I was with CIDG 11, I was assigned at Davao del Sur as the provincial officer, team leader of CIDG, and then Davao Norte as team leader of the provincial office of CIDG 11, Your Honor.
Alright. Alright. So, nung naging CIDG po kayo, sino po ang naging appointing officer nyo?
I cannot recall anymore, Your Honor, who issued the order. The order came from Camp Crame, Your Honor. I was relieved from Region 11, reassigned to CIDG, Your Honor.
Nung iba nyo pa pong appointments, sabi nyo Davao del Norte, ano pa po? Davao del
Sur, Your
Davao
Honor.
del Sur. Sino naman ho yung mga appointing officers nyo doon?
When I was assigned as team leader of CIDG Davao del Sur, it was signed by Colonel Mungao. And when I was assigned as team leader of CIDG Davao Norte, it was signed by our regional chief during that time was General Corpus, Your Honor.
Alright, I'd like to move forward a little. And then, there will be a time that in 2017, you will be assigned as the director ng CIDG ng Region 7. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. And later on, you'd become the director ng Cebu City Police Office.
Yes, Your Honor.
And kanina nabanggit ni Congresswoman Luistro that somehow hindi naman natutuwa sa inyo si Mayor Tommy Osmeña, and he was very, very vocal with his, how do I say it, dislike sa presensya nyo doon. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, if you were not Mayor Osmeña's choice, you're even quoted as saying na umabot kayo sa punto na nung unang buwan nyo sa posisyon, gusto nyo na po mag-resign. Ang tanong ko, what made you stay as the Chief of Cebu City Police?
Mr. Chair, I don't quit when a position was given to me, even in my most difficult time.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry, pakiulit.
Your Honor, hindi po ako nagkikwit kung binigyan pa ako ng task na medyo na-challenge po ako. The position was offered to me by General De Bolsinas. I have high regards and respect to him.
Yes.
So when the position was offered, sabi ko, okay sir, OIC lang po ako, never po ako tinanggap as director. So until I retired, officer in charge lang po ako, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Alam mo, ma'am, saludo ko sa inyo kasi kahit hindi maganda yung relasyon nyo kay Mayor Osmeña, nagstay kayo kasi napakahirap yon para sa ating mga kapulisan na hindi sila gusto nung kanilang local chief executive. Napakahirap po makipag-coordinate, magtrabaho nang hindi ka talaga gusto at nagpapa-interview pa yung mayor ng kanyang dislike sa inyo. Kaya napakahusay nyo po. Ang tanong ko, ma'am, nung panahon na po yun na nasa Cebu ka, sino-sino po ang mga sumusuporta sa mga programa nyo noon sa Cebu? Total, the mayor wasn't cooperative with you.
Yeah. Our regional director, who was General De Bolsinas.
Si De Bolsinas yung naging SPD nung una, naging NCRPO.
Yes, and there was, yes, Your Honor.
Oo, tama.
Yes, Your Honor.
Naging PNP chief ba? Naging chief PNP rin, tama.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, ma'am, ang tanong ko, there is another Rappler article about you. And the title, let's just base it on the title. The title says, Cebu City Police Chief Royina Garma, Mayors Hated, Duterte's Trusted. May I ask you, why would the article give such a bold title? Bakit po kaya kayo ang pinapangalan ng trusted ng ating Pangulong Duterte?
I do not know, Your Honor.
It's impossible that you don't know the answer to that question. Bihira po mabanggit na ang isang tao ay ganun-ganun na lang ang pagtitiwala at ganun na lang ang sinasabi sa mga news articles about you. Na the news articles specifically say na kung ano man ang galit sa inyo ng mayor ng Cebu City nung time na yon, gano'n na lang talaga ang tiwala sa inyo ng Pangulo. Kaya ka nagstay doon. Bakit po kaya, ma'am?
Mr. Chair, I do not know why that writer wrote those articles, Mr. Chair.
Ang dami palang mali na na-google ko, ano? Alright. But my question would be, Cebu City is a very important place in the country. It's like napakahalagang lugar, napakalaking lugar. Bakit po kaya kayo ang nilagay doon? Sa dinami-dami po ng kakilala ng Pangulo, sa kakilala ng lahat, bakit po kayo ang nilagay doon?
Mr. Chair,
hindi nyo pa rin po ba alam, ma'am?
Mr. Chair, the position was offered to me by General Sinas, Mr. Chair.
Bakit po kaya?
That I do not know, Mr. Chair.
Malabang ibang choice, ma'am? Di ba usually, ang pagkakaalam ko, binibigyan ng choice ang mayor. Siguro listahan ng 3, listahan ng 5 para nakakapili ang mayor.
That I do not know the wisdom of General Sinas during that time, Mr. Chair.
Siguro based sa performance nyo, Colonel Goyina, napakagaling nyo para kayo ang ilagay na director ng Cebu City. Oo, kahit na ayaw sa inyo ng mayor, kayo pa rin at nagstay po kayo. Ngayon mag-fast forward po tayo nung napunta po kayo sa PCSO. Sinasabi niyo po na nag-apply po kayo sa PCSO, tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit po kayo nag-apply sa PCSO?
Mr. Chair, during that time, way back 2017 po, prior to that, my daughter was diagnosed with dyslexia, bipolar po siya.
Okay.
And nagkaroon po ng problema sa school. I was the regional chief of CIDG 2017, that was August. Nakaproblema po siya, I have to pull her out from school.
Alright.
Na homeschool po siya, dinala ko po siya sa CIDG para maalagaan ko po siya. Kasi hindi ko siya pwedeng iwan sa father ko, he's old already. And my brother is a special child, it is too much for my father who's 75 years old. So I have to bring my daughter with me sa CIDG and doon po kami natutulog and everything na po sa dilapidated building po ng CIDG.
Yes, oo.
So I realized that which is better, my career or my daughter. So sabi ko, option ko yung daughter ko, sabi ko. So during that time, nag-iisip na po ako to leave the service and maybe find a less demanding job. Kasi very demanding po ang police work.
Alright, ma'am. Naiintindihan po kita. I mean, everyone has, naiintindihan natin yan na, you had to take care of your family. But of all agencies, bakit po PCSO yung napili nyong applyan? Napakarami naman pong ibang pwede nyong applyan na trabaho. Bakit po PCSO? And hindi po ba kayo, tulad ng sinabi ng iba, na nanghinayang dun sa tenure nyo?
Actually, Mr. Chair, during that time, there are already news about the allegation of corruption sa PCSO. So nung babasa po ako ng article, sabi ko, tignan ko nga ang charter, inaral ko po ang charter ng PCSO. So nakita ko, dalawa lang ang primary work ng PCSO. That is lottery and charity. Sabi ko, kaya ko gawin ito. Second, the only law that I should master is anti-illegal gambling law. So sabi ko, kaya ko gawin ito. So naisip ko, kaysa papasok po ako sa ibang work that is law enforcement related, hindi ko naman maalagaan ng anak ko. Kailangan na naman po niya ng aking panahon. Wala po kaming Pasko, wala kaming New Year and everything. So sabi ko, I think I can do this.
Paano po kayo nag-apply sa PCSO?
I submitted my letter.
Paano po ba yun? Kasi I'm very curious. I'm sincerely curious how one applies. Do you give a letter? Do you give your, ano bang tawag doon? Personal data sheet? And where do you go?
I submitted my application.
Where?
To whom? To now Senator Bongo.
To Senator Bongo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. I wrote a letter addressed to the President applying for the position.
So personal niyo pong kakilala si Senator Bongo or lumapit lang po ba kayo?
Lahat po ng pulis sa Davao kilala po si Senator Bongo.
So kilala niyo po si Ako din naman po, kakilala ko si Senator Bongo.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Wala pong pulis hindi nakakakilala sa kanya, lalo na po officers, Mr. Chair.
Alright, so lumapit po kayo kay Senator Bongo at sinabi niyo, was he senator this time or he was still SAP?
I think is still the staff of the President.
Nung special assistant pa siya. Alright, so anong sabi sa iyo ni Senator Bongo?
Babasahin daw ni President.
Babasahin ni President and obviously nabasa niya kasi ikaw ang napiling General Manager. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, Your Honor.
And were there any specific orders nung naging General Manager na po kayo ng PCSO?
Yes.
Were you on your own? How did that go?
The instruction is tulungan ko lahat ng mahihirap despite ko anong political color, kailangan pantay ang trato.
And those instructions came from who?
The President, Mr. Chair.
So, did you have a meeting with the President?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kami sa PCSO with the board, we have a meeting.
You have a
Mr.
meeting
Chair.
with the President. Because the PCSO is under direct supervision ba ng anong ahensya?
We are under the office of the President.
You are under the office of the President. All right, Mr. Chair. I believe I've established a lot of from the various positions held by Colonel Garma, and I look forward to learning more during this hearing about the actual depth and intricacies of her relationships with the numerous resource persons who have mentioned her in the countless hearings. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I yield to the next
Mr.
interpolator.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Congresswoman Pami.
Mr. Chair.
Congressman Akop, Chair. Akop.
2 points.
regarding the questions raised by the Honorable Zamora. Number one, Madam Garma, nagkaroon ba ng kaso yung iyong asawa?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ano po yung kaso niya?
Mr. Chair,
Please reply.
it's not my case, Mr. Chair. It's his case.
Asawa mo siya eh. Di alam mo dapat. Ano yung naging kaso niya?
Rape, Mr. Chair.
Ano po?
I think it's rape,
Rape.
Mr. Chair.
And because of that, dapat ma-dismiss siya sa serbisyo?
If found guilty, Mr. Chair?
Was he dismissed from the service because of that case?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Hindi ka humingi ng tulong kasi ang tanong ni Honorable Luis Tro at si Honorable Zamora kung humingi ka ng tulong eh. Ang sagot mo, hindi. So you never asked help.
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Can I explain further, Mr. Chair?
Chairman.
Mr. Chair?
Please limit your answer on the question
Yes.
and the query of the
Yes.
interpolator,
Yes.
since the question is on that issue.
Yes,
So
Mr. Chair.
you are not allowed to explore it anymore because that was already satisfied.
Okay,
You
Mr.
answer already satisfied the
Yes,
question
Mr.
of
Chair.
Congressman Ako. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So you never asked help from anybody
No, Mr.
regarding
Chair.
the case of your husband?
No, Mr. Chair.
And that was the reason why your marriage was annulled. According to reports na annulled
No.
yung marriage nyo.
That's not the main reason why I
That's not
filed
the
for
main reason,
annulment,
okay.
Mr. Chair.
I will
But
not
it is
venture
one of
anymore.
the reasons, Mr. Chair.
Now, when did you retire, or optionally retire from the service?
June of 2019, Your Honor.
And when did you get appointed to the PCSO?
July 15, I think July 15, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Of 2019 also?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ako, bilang kwan, napakabilis. Kare-retire mo lang ng June. Anong date ba sa June nung nag-retire ka?
Hindi ko na maalala. I cannot recall. I think it's 15, Your Honor, of June. I'm not sure, Mr. Chair, but it's the same year, Mr. Chair. It's
Kasi,
June of
Kung titignan po
2019.
natin, Madam Garma, napaka-iksi yung kwan eh. Yung period when you optionally retired and when you got appointed to the PCSO. Para bang sinadya. Nag-retire ka optionally to get the post of General Manager of PCSO. Yun lang po yung tinutumbok ng mga katanungan. And this representation, I think, would also believe that na ikaw ay nag-optional retirement because you knew for a fact that you can get the position of the PCSO. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. The next to interpolate is Congressman Johnny Pimentel. You are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would like to direct my question to Colonel Ruy Garma. Magandang umaga po, Colonel. Originally, you are for Cagayan, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Saan po kayo nakatira ngayon?
Davao City, Your Honor.
So, kailan po kayo nag-settle doon sa Davao City?
When I got married in 1998, Your Honor.
So, in 1998, that would be right after your graduation sa PNPA. Ano ang nickname ninyo? Anong tawag ho sa inyo?
Yin po, Your Honor. Yin.
Okay, Yin. It was already asked earlier that you went to school at PNPA and then you graduated 1997, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
At dito mo nakilala yung PDL na si Jimmy Fortaleza.
Yes,
Hindi
Your
po ba?
Honor.
Dito rin din po nakilala yung husband mo, si Chief Inspector Roland Villela, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dito rin Dito rin nakilala nyo po si Colonel Hector Grijaldo.
Yes, Your Honor.
In short, ito po ang naging close mo na friends, including Jimmy Fortaleza, hindi po ba? Doon sa PNPA.
Your
Kasi
Honor.
binanggit po nyo kanina, bumisita kayo, kayong lima, dapat bibisita kayo ng July 2016 kay Jimmy Fortaleza, eventually 3 na lang po kayo. So in short, doon sa PNPA, nagkakaibigan talaga kayo. The fact na binisita po ninyo si Jimmy Fortaleza, hindi po ba?
Magkakakilala, but not close. The term is,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Now, when you graduated in 1997, you were made to choose on what regions or what region you'd like to be assigned. And pinili po ninyo Davao, di po ba?
Region 11 was
Region
my
11.
first option, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, first option. Region 11, the headquarters of Region 11 is Police Regional Office is in Davao City. And I've seen that you have been in PNP service for the past or for 24 years, hindi po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, out of 24 years, would you say mga 70 to 80% na-assign po kayo sa Davao?
Yes.
Karamihan po, tinignan ko yung record ninyo, karamihan po ng assignment nyo sa Davao eh.
Yes,
You were
Mr.
briefly assigned in 2004 to 2007 as CIDG officer. Then in 2019, napunta ho kayo ng Cebu City, hindi po ba?
Yes, Mr.
Anong
Chair.
year po yun nung napunta po kayo sa Cebu City? Anong year? 2019 nung na-assign po kayo?
2018 to 2019,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Now, under the local government code, it is very clear that the local chief executive, in this case whether the mayor or the governor, will have to choose from the PNP, dun sa listahan nila, 3 names na gagawin nilang chief of police o provincial director. But in this case, I understand that that was not followed because even at the objection of Mayor Tommy Osmeña, nilagay ka pa rin ni Devolve Sinas o Sinas ba yun, as chief of police. In short, hindi pinalo yung protocol, hindi po ba?
I do not know, Your Honor. I just received the orders, so I just assumed the
Because
post city director.
according to
Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, according to newspaper reports, you were not in good terms with Mayor Tommy Osmeña. Kaya nag-object siya doon sa pagkalagay mo doon. Pero it doesn't matter whether it was divulged sinas or whether it was approved. But the fact remains that when you were assigned in Cebu City, you had a relationship that is not really, in short, very cooperative with Mayor Tommy Osmeña. Dahil maraming mga pinalabas na mga based on the statements of Mayor Tommy Osmeña, lumalabas po, dumami yung extrajudicial killings nung si Colonel Rio Nagarma ay nandoon sa Cebu City. In short, kaya po pinili si Rio Nagarma ni General Devolve Sinas para gamitin po si Colonel Garma ni Devolve Sinas para sa extrajudicial killings against illegal drugs. In short, ginamit po si Colonel Garma ni Devolve Sinas para sa war against drugs. Ngayon, dito po tayo sa nangyari sa Dapicol ng Davao City.
I think that was, Your Honor, that was 2005, maybe July or of 2005 until
Indeed, you had, she was there, kayong tatlo, ito, na lang ang pag-usapan natin. The fact remains na doon sa CIDG, Davao Station, nagkasama-sama kayong tatlo. Yung pong sinabi ni Colonel Padilla, yun din pong sinabi ni Colonel Garma, Colonel Leonardo, o Commissioner Leonardo rather.
Mr. Chair, ang totoo po, wala po talaga akong matandaan na instance that we, together with two of them,
Totoo po ba yun, Colonel Garma? Sabi nyo kanina, it will record, Mr. Chair, that Colonel Garma stated that she went to the office of Commissioner Leonardo in the presence of Colonel Padilla. And it is on record. Colonel Garma, sino po talaga nagsasabi ng totoo nito?
Mr. Chairman, can I interject?
With the indulgence of Congressman
Yes, yes.
Pimentel,
Of course.
SDS Gonzales, you are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, based on the affidavit of, second supplemental affidavit of Superintendent Gerardo Padilla, pwede nyo bang basahin itong number 5 na salay sa inyo? Comsec, pakibigay lang po para yung...
Walang po.
Punta muna tayo dito sa pagbisita ni Colonel Garma. Sinabi po ninyo kanina, Colonel Garma, based on your statement, Mr. Chair, na bumisita po kayo kay Jimmy Fortaleza, nakaklase po ninyo sa PNPA. Dapat po 5 kayo ang bibisita, pero ang nangyari 3 na lang po kayo, hindi po ba? Si Colonel Villela, kayo at saka si Colonel Grijaldo ba yun?
Yes,
Oh.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was sometime in July 2016, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, nung binisita po ninyo si Jimmy Fortaleza, ano ho bang pinapag-usapan ninyo?
Kahit ano lang po, Mr. Chair. Naalala namin yung cadetship namin, mga kung ano-ano lang po. Random.
After meeting with Jimmy Fortaleza in July 2016, nakita po ba kayo uli?
No, Your Honor.
Tinawagan mo ba siya?
No, Your Honor.
Babasahin ko lang po yung sinumpaang salaysay ni Jimmy Fortaleza. Nung bumisita si Colonel Garma, ito po ay very clear na bumisita kayo, hindi po ba inaamin nyo yun?
Yes,
Ang kasama nyo si Colonel Villela and Grijaldo. Ito, sa number 4, nung bumisita po kayo, tinanong nyo nasaan na yung 3 Chinese na inakasuhan ng illegal drugs. Hindi po ba?
No, Your Honor.
Jimmy, dito ka naman, hindi Mr. Chair, nandito si Jimmy. Sinumpaang salaysay mo to. Pwede kang kasuhan ng perjury nito. Sinasabi mo rito, nung bumisita si Colonel Garma, ay tinanong ka, merong operasyon dito at nasaan itong mga Chinese prisoners. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
At sinabihan ka rin niya na meron silang operation. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then sometime nung August 8, 2016, Mr. Chair, or prior to August 8, 2016, Mr. Chair, tinawagan ka ni Colonel Garma at kinausap ka at inutusan ka na sabihin, kakausapin niya si Colonel Padilla. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
At pagkatapos ng tawag na yon, pumunta ka kay Colonel Padilla at binigay mo yung cellphone, tapos nag-usap po sila. Nandun ka nung nag-usap sila sa telepono ni Colonel Garma. Hindi
Yes,
po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ngayon, ano ba pinag-usapan ninyo, Colonel Garma, nung tumawag ka kay Colonel Padilla?
Hindi po ako tumawag sa kanya, Mr. Chair. Your Honor.
Colonel Padilla, sinumpaang salaysay ho ninyo ito. 2 affidavit po na sinabit ninyo na dito sa paragraph 5. Tumawag po sa inyo si Colonel Garma at ito po ang sinabi ni Colonel Garma. May mga tao kami dyan na gagawa at huwag mo na questionin, and whether you like it or not, we will operate and do not interfere. baka madamay pa pamilya mo. In short, you were already giving instructions to Colonel Padilla na merong ang operasyon yon. What we mean by operation, tinanong ko na si Colonel Padilla niya nung huling hearing, papatayin niya yung tatlong Chinese prisoner. Ngayon, after nung nag-usap na kayo ni Colonel Padilla at ni Colonel Garma, doon na pinatawag ni Colonel Leonardo si Colonel Padilla at doon na kayo nagkita doon sa CIDG station na kung saan sinabi din ni Commissioner Leonardo, Colonel Padilla, huwag ka nang makialam, meron kaming operation dyan. Hindi po ba?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, sa insidenteng ito po, it has all the footprints, fingerprints, quote-unquote, so to say, of Colonel Garma. Actually, Colonel Garma, lahat ng utos, even to SPO4 Art Narsoles, nanggaling ho sa inyo. After ng meeting ho ninyo ni Colonel Padilla, ni Colonel Commissioner Leonardo, doon na nyo inutusan si Art Narsoles, who is very close to you, para puntahan si Leopoldo Tan at inutusan na patayin na yung tatlong Chinese. Hindi po ba?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, there are 1, 2, 3 statements from resource persons which is under oath against the statement of Colonel Garma which is not even under oath. Sino po ba ang papaniluhaan natin? Yung nagbigay ng sinumpaang salaysay o yung isang tao who has always been denying of her involvement in this incident? It is very clear, Mr. Chair, that somebody is not telling the truth in this interpellation. And I believe that Colonel Garma, siya po ang nagdirektor nitong incident nito, siya po ang nakakaalam. He had contacts with Jimmy Fortaleza, he had contacts with Colonel Padilla, ito po ang mga sinumpaang salaysay. So I believe, Mr. Chair, that Colonel Garma is lying to her teeth. Yun lang naman po ang gusto naming malaman. Ito pa, Mr. Chair. Na-establish na po natin sino po nagsisinungaling dito. It is perceived, not only in Davao City, but in the ranks of policemen, among your peers, that you are very close to President Duterte. Is that true?
That is their perception, Mr. Chair.
Pero that perception is believable, Colonel Garba, Mr. Chair. Why? Yung pag-appoint ho sa inyo ng PCSO, hindi ho ordinaryong trabaho yan that you just go for a job interview, you just apply for a position. We know very well that the position of PCSO is a presidential appointee. And we know very well in the government that if you are not close to that powers pabi, you will never be appointed. Kahit po wala ho tayong application form, kahit po walang a job interview, pag malapit ka po sa appointing authority, you will be appointed. So yung perception po na malapit po kayo, totoo po yun. Hindi totoo yun, hindi haka-haka. Because kung hindi po kayo malapit kay former President, you will never be appointed as PCSO. Hindi po ba?
Possible, Mr. Chair.
Do you think, Colonel Garma, kung hindi kayo malapit kay Duterte, ma-appoint ho kayo as PCSO? Hindi po mangyayari yung Colonel Garma. Alam ho natin, even up to the Assistant Secretary level, to the USEC level, you must be very close to the powers that be. And in that case, you were appointed because of your close relationship with the former president.
Congressman Pimentel, if I may interject, kay Colonel Garma, yung bang pagkakataon na, di ba, sinabi mo na in-applyan mo yung position
Yes, Mr. Chair.
na as General Manager ng
Yes.
PCSO.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
During that time, was the position of General Manager vacant when you applied for the position?
Ano po, parang there are news articles na
So in other words,
tatanggalin-
hindi siya vacant.
natatanggalin na, magre-resign na.
So merong news article na tatanggalin siya.
Yes, during those time
Who was
po,
the General Manager at that
I
time?
think it's General Balutan, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure kung natanggal na or there's an article that he will be removed.
General Balutan.
Yeah, yes,
And
Mr. Chair.
when you applied, submitted your resume and your application kay Senator Bongo, hindi pa siya bakante.
I cannot recall anymore kung bakante na, Mr. Chair. I'm not really sure of the date, but I'm very sure I submitted my application. That was November, first week of November 2018, Mr. Chair.
2018.
Yes.
But that time, have you already resigned from
Not
PNP?
yet. No, Mr. Chair.
So
I was-
nag-apply ka as General Manager ng PCSO na wala pang vacancy yung GM position at nasa active service ka pa.
I'm not sure if it is vacant, Mr. Chair, or there's an article it's going to be vacant. So I'm sure alam ko po na parang matatanggal na o natanggal because under investigation na po. And
Yung kay General Balutan
yung
time.
position, yes, Mr.
So,
Chair.
so sa madaling sabi, Colonel Garma, during the time, because you're not sure yet whether kasi meron ng, I think, investigation nga, tama, no? Kay
Yes, Mr. Chair.
General Balutan that time, in-applyan mo na, anticipating na matatanggal si General Balutan.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is that a correct assumption?
Yes,
Pangalawa,
yes, Mr. Chair.
you're not yet sure kung tatanggapin yung application mo as the PCSO General Manager that time kasi ongoing investigation and you were still in active service.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Colonel Garma.
Mr.
Congressman,
Chairman.
Pimentel.
Mr. Chairman,
With the indulgence of Congressman Pimentel. Yes, Congressman
if I may be allowed, just to interject. Colonel Garma, may nakikita lang kasi akong mga inconsistencies doon sa testimonies mo. Dati po kasi akong gobernador at nagtrabaho sa lokal na pamahalaan.
Yes.
At alam naman po natin na hindi po na ipepwesto ang mga pulis kung unang-una hindi po muna ito sinasang-ayunan ng mga chief executives. Nabanggit po kanina na sa maraming palipat-lipat po ninyo ng iba't ibang mga pwesto dahil daw po ito lamang sa due to merit. This is a fact that you stated.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, the places that you went to are plum areas. From Davao City, you were transferred to Cebu City. Those are plum cities to be placed under your direct supervision. And without intervention or influence from those that decide, those are very difficult positions to attain, Colonel Garma. So are you still suggesting to this committee that it is only because of merit? That's why you gained those appointments and not through personal relationships?
Mr. Chair, I never asked for positions. Hindi po ako lumalapit kahit kanino
Okay. Okay lang po.
ng
Okay
position,
lang po.
Mr. Chair.
Kasi sa akin kanina, nabanggit nyo, Colonel Garma, ang pinakamahalaga sa inyo ay yung kapakanan ng anak ninyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kaya po kayo nag-resign.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kung pinahalagahan nyo po yung kapakanan ng anak ninyo, bakit po ilalagay nyo sa alanganin na sitwasyon ang buhay ng anak ninyo na wala po kayong trabaho? Kasi kung magre-resign po kayo, wala po kayong pagkakakitaan. Kung magre-resign po kayo, paano po yung pangsuporta ninyo sa anak ninyo?
Mr. Chair, that is why I applied November of 2018 when the President announced that I will replace General Manager Balutan sometime March of 2019.
So therefore, yeah, I know
That was the
that's what
sign.
I'm driving at,
Yes,
Colonel
Mr. Chair.
Garma. Yun po yung point ko.
Opo.
Kasi kung talagang totoo kayo sa posisyon na pinangangalagaan niyo yung anak ninyo, hindi niyo siya ilalagay sa alanganin.
Yes, Mr.
At
Chair.
tiwala kayo na pag nag-resign kayo, which was a gamble, given that you had 10 more years of active service, which was a gamble, you were sure in your heart that you will not put the welfare of your daughter in any harm. Therefore, you applied for the position of PCSO. A position so plumb and so sweet that only the handpicked chosen one of the president will be given. So Colonel Garma, I want to ask you again, how do you explain or characterize your relationship with the former president?
It is very professional, Mr. Chair.
Very professional.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So meaning, in many times and many occasions, nag-uusap kayo.
May I be clarified kung anong pag-uusap yun, Mr. Chair?
Nag-uusap.
Only when necessary, job-related, Mr. Chair.
Okay. That's it. That's all my point, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to put that in the records kasi lang medyo inconsistent ng yung mga nasabi po ninyo, Colonel Gama. Maraming salamat.
Mr. Chair, can I proceed? Malapit na ako matapos. There are two more points that I would like to drive at and emphasize. First point is that there was indeed a close contact or several contacts between Colonel Garma and Jimmy Fortaleza. Ang una pong pag-uusap nila noong July 2018, nung bumisita po si Colonel Garma kay Jimmy Fortaleza kasama si Colonel Villela and Colonel Grijaldo. Ito po ay inamin po ni Colonel Garma kanina po, 2 beses niyo po inamin na it's true that nakipagkita siya kay Jimmy Fortaleza. At doon sa pagkikita po, sinabihan niya si Jimmy Fortaleza na magkakaroon po ng operation sa Davao Penal Colony. Yung pangalawang contact po nila, nangyari po nung tinawagan niya si Jimmy Fortaleza po at nakiusap siya na dalhin yung cellphone para makausap ni Colonel Garma si Colonel Padilla. At doon sinabihan din si Colonel Padilla ni Colonel Garma na may operation doon at huwag sila makialam. Pangalawang beses po yon. Ang pangatlong beses po, tumawag po uli si Colonel Garma noong August 8, 2016 kay Jimmy Fortaleza. And then sinabihan niya si Jimmy Fortaleza, this could be probably after the meeting in CIDG station, after the plan was hatched. Sinabihan niya, Bok, ako na bahala. May mga tao na kami dyan. Probably, I assume that this was after na nakontak na si Leopoldo Tan and si Magda Daro na patay na nga yung Chinese prisoners. So, there were already 3 occasions wherein Colonel Garma had a contact with GB Fortaleza and personally talking to Jimmy Fortaleza whether on the phone o dun sa Dapicol. Ang pang-apat po, nung August 11 na. Nung pinasok na po yung 3 bilanggo na Chinese na para patayin, tumawag din po ulit si Colonel Garma kay Jimmy Fortaleza at sinabayhan, huwag mong pabayaan yung 3 bilanggo, bigyan mo, alagaan mo, bigyan mo ng pagkain. So it's very clear, Mr. Chair, that it was Colonel Garma who was directing everything to kill these 3 Chinese nationals. Ngayon, I'd also like to establish a point wherein doon sa affidavit ni Joby Espinido that during the war against drugs, there indeed was a reward system. Kung makapatay ang pulis ng mga drug lord or whatever na involved sa kaso ng droga, there was a reward system wherein binibigyan ang pulis na nakapatay ng 20,000. Now accordingly, nanggaling sa STL yung pondo na ibayad doon sa mga reward sa mga pulis. Colonel Garma, totoo po ba na nanggaling ang pera para sa reward system? Nanggaling po ba sa STL?
No, Your
Nung kayo po
Honor.
ay nakaposisyon?
No, Your Honor.
Pero inaamin ho ninyo na noong November 2021 and during your stint as a STL ahead, nagbibigay po kayo ng pondo sa PNP, hindi po ba? It's on record. You gave 22 million pesos to PNP na ang pera galing sa STL.
That is charge to charity fund. There is a board resolution and the still IRR provides for it that we provide a portion of the charity fund to the Philippine National Police and NBI for medical programs, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, prior to your stint, Colonel Garma, yung STL operations po, sinuspendo yon. But in 2019, nung umupo kayo, nilift ho ninyo yung suspension, hindi po ba?
No, Mr. Chair.
Well, on records, nakalagay po dito, kayo ho nag-lift ng suspension ng STL operations.
Yeah, it was lifted. No, it was suspended during my time, Your Honor, and it was lifted during my time, Your Honor.
Bakit ho ninyo suspend?
It was suspended because during the time when I assumed as the General Manager of PCSO, almost one half of STL agents po ay may utang sa PCSO. More than 5 billion.
Pero kayo din po ang nag-lift, hindi po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair, after the implementing rules and regulations was approved by the Office of the President, Mr.
Sa
Chair.
tingin ninyo, Madam Garma, hindi kaya yung binibigyan yung pera sa PNP, sa NBI, ay nagamit as a reward dun sa mga nakapatay ng mga drug lord?
Hindi po pwede yun, Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, kayo na po nagsabi sa isang interview noon na ang income na generated sa STL and Lotto ay nagbibigay po kayo ng portion sa NBI and PNP bilang reward sa mga efforts nila na labanan ang underground illegal gambling and illegal drugs. Hindi po ba?
No, Mr. Chair. It's not a reward, Mr. Chair. It's to fund their medical programs and it's very clear in the charter, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I have no further question.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel. The next to interpolate is Congressman Raul Manuel. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang balikan ang nabanggit kanina kasi kinonfirm ni Superintendent Padilla na bagamat ngayon ay hindi niya naaalala na ito pong karo niya na si Colonel Garma yung na-meet niya, pero nung pinakitaan ng picture na kung ano po yung appearance dati, na-confirm po niya na yun yung na-meet niya. Pero on the part of Colonel Garma ay sinasabi niya hindi niya maalala kung ano yung setting or na exactly ay yun yung kiniklaim ni Superintendent Padilla. May binabanggit po parang sa thesis or ganun yung dahilan. So, ngayon po gusto nating i-confirm po talaga kay Colonel Garma kasi hindi po pwede na yung isang event ay mayroong dalawang magkaibang interpretasyon na Mr. Chair. Ngayon po gusto nating malaman ulit dahil nga kinonfirm na ni Superintendent Padilla na si Colonel Garma nga yung na-meet niya noong August 2016. So, kino-confirm po ba ngayon ni Colonel Garma na nandun nga sa meeting na iyon si Superintendent Padilla?
Mr. Chair, I cannot confirm it if your question covers your introduction before you ask the question, Mr. Chair, because that hindi po yan ang nangyari, Mr. Chair.
So, ibig sabihin, hindi po ninyo kina-confirm yung sinasabi ni Superintendent Padilla? Kasi po ngayon sinasabi na po niya na kayo nga po yung na-meet niya.
Hindi po lahat ng sinabi niya ayun po ang nangyari, Mr. Chair. So I cannot confirm yung sinabi niya, Mr. Chair, or Your Honor.
So you stand by your original statement na ang pagkikita po ninyo ay hindi sa context ng sinabi niya sa kanyang second supplemental affidavit?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I will not belabor that, Mr. Chair. Kasunod doon sa pagiging general manager ng PCSO ni Colonel Garma, kasi as mentioned, matagal po siya sa Philippine National Police. And nalipat siya doon sa PCSO. Ano po ba yung mga qualifications o skill set ni Colonel Garma na na-earn niya? Kasi hindi po biro yung ganun kahabang serbisyo sa PNP. Meron kang mga mahahasang skills dyan at kung ano man yung networks or connections. Alin po doon yung naging kapaki-pakinabang para magsilbi si Colonel Garma sa PCSO?
Mr. Chair, I have served the government service for 24 years po sa PNP. I was able to handle different kinds of people, iba-ibang klaseng pulis. At ang pinakamalaki pong nahawakan ko po ay sumaabos po na mahigit 1,300 when I was with Cebu City Police Office. I have various training, leadership trainings. I have my master's. I finished my PhD. My foundation is AB Mathematics, Mr. Chair. And I think I also have the qualities. I work really hard. I study when I work, Mr. Chair. And my position as anti-vice gave me also an idea of how illegal gambling works on the ground. So that if I will be given the position as PCSO manager, I know how to handle these illegal activities so that our product, the lottery product, will lumakas sa ground. Yun po ang nakita ko na sabi ko kaya ko. And aside from that, dalawa lang po ang trabaho ng PCSO, kako nga po, lottery and charity. And I have this passion on charity. When I was with the PNP, marami po ako community relation activity at nakaka-relate po ako sa mga activities. Yun po yung nakita ko na sabi ko, kaya ko yung trabaho, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
We take note of that, Mr. Chair, pero no offense po dun sa ating resource persons. Yung nabanggit po kasi na very specific yung tanong ko, Mr. Chair. Which skills na na-acquire from being of service sa PNP, yung applicable talaga at naging valuable para eventually ay ma-appoint sa PCSO ang ating resource person. Pero generic yung mga nabanggit na sagot, Mr. Chair. In fact, yung mga descriptions like yung leadership, yung ganitong mga nakuhang titulo, marami din po tayong mga kababayan, Mr. Chair, na actually can be qualified kung ganun lang yung minimum na binabanggit ng ating resource person. In fact, ang dating pa ay parang minamaliit yung magiging role din dapat ng isang PCSO General Manager na dapat ay tiyakin na malinis at maayos yung pag-manage ng lottery sa bansa. Given din naman na recently may mga issues din doon sa ating lottery, Mr. Chair. Kasunod, ano po ulit yung batas na dapat ay tinitiyak ng PCSO General Manager na napapatupad?
That's PD 1602, Mr. Chair.
Ano po yung other name ng batas?
Anti-illegal gambling law.
Sa perspective po ba ni Colonel Garma, Mr. Chair, noong past administration ay napapatupad ito across agencies, itong anti-illegal gambling law?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, Your Honor.
Kung ganun po ang opinion ng resource person, Mr. Chair, I think from the series of hearings that we've had so far, kung pagbabatayan po natin kung paano nag-proliferate yung mga pogo at paano ito naging actually paraan para sa illegal gambling at marami pang mga katakot-takot na mga nangyari sa bansa. Mr. Chair, hindi natin mapagkakatiwalaan yung ganong pamantayan ng ating resource person. In fact, kung nag-proliferate yung POGO, actually this raises more questions, Mr. Chair, kung paano din ba talaga pinagana yung PCSO sa leadership ni Colonel Garma at paano ito pwedeng naging konektado din sa ibang mga illegal activities as brought forth by the questions of Congressman Pimentel. Mr. Chair, nabanggit din na peaceful and one of the most livable ang Davao City. In terms of the knowledge of our resource person, kasi nabanggit din dati ni former Senator Leila de Lima na bago naging nationwide ang Oplan Tokhang, meron ng Davao Death Squad na nag-exist para gawing peaceful yung Davao City, Mr. Chair. Ano po ang pagkakaalam ni Colonel Garma sa existence ng Davao Death Squad at sa mga operations nito sa Davao City?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Can you qualify po? Wala kayong nalalaman or walang existence yung Davao Death Squad?
Wala po kong alam, wala po akong nakita. I'm explaining my answer based on my personal knowledge, Your Honor.
So despite po yung evidence, yung maraming ebidensya ng mga ginawa ng Davao Death Squad at matagal din po na na-assign sa Davao City si Colonel Garma, tingin po niya ay hindi totoo na may Davao Death Squad. Ganun po ba?
Mr. Chair, I do not know what evidence you're referring to. I am just speaking on what I know personally, what I saw, what I hear, what I felt. My 5 senses lang po ang ginagamit ko dito. Wala po akong nakita, wala po akong... I'm telling you kung ano lang po yung alam ko personally, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, hindi po pwedeng takasan lang sa pag-claim ng personal experience yung ating mga tanong, lalo na nag-occupy po ng mataas na posisyon sa ranks ng pulisya si Colonel Garma. In fact, kung ano yung mga hindi niya na-observe, ano yung hindi niya mga nagawa, kung ano yung mga inustisya na napalampas dun sa Davao City, that can actually point to, at the minimum, Mr. Chair, neglect dun sa trabaho, or maximum, ay pagkonsente o pag-implement mismo ng inustisya para mag-create ng semblance ng peace and order sa mga lugar kung saan siya na-assign. Mr. Chair, as punta naman tayo dun sa stint niya sa Cebu bilang police director, dahil nga doon talaga nagmula yung or yun yung kung paano pinatupad yung war on drugs, no, yung police operations na actually ay katakot-takot, Mr. Chair. Ganon din ba yung estilo na dinala ni Colonel Garma nung siya ay na-assign na sa Cebu? Paano pinatupad yung war on drugs nung doon na po kayo na-assign?
Mr. Chair, during my stint as the City Director of Cebu City Police Office, I intensified police patrol and community relations, Mr. Chair. Although there are also police operations that we conducted, but I was more focused on crime prevention, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, kasi kung pinatupad ang war on drugs based dun sa Memorandum 16 na pinirmahan ng unang police chief under the Duterte administration. Kasama nga po doon yung sinasabing pag-neutralize ng mga pinaghihinalaang involved dun sa illegal drug trade. At meron pong nag-testify si Colonel Espinido sa nakaraang hearings na bahagi talaga ng pag-neutralize ay yung pagpatay dun sa mga nililabel na mga drug pushers. So, Sa stint nyo as Cebu City Police Office Director, ilan yung tala ng mga napatay na mga drug suspects sa ilalim ng inyong pamumuno?
Mr. Chair, may I be clarified on your definition ng napatay?
Mr. Chair, ito yung mga supposedly the police has a record dun sa kung ilan yung mga kinakount nila no, as accomplishments no, dun sa war on drugs. So, yun yung ating tinutukoy and supposedly ay alam yun ng former Cebu City Police Office Director.
Mr. Chair, kung namatay po yan at pinatay, I don't consider it a police accomplishment. A police accomplishment is something that you can bring the suspect in para sa hustisya. Pero kung namatay lang dyan, we investigated, it's murder. It's not even considered an accomplishment, it's murder, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, it seems na evasive po yung mga sagot ng ating resource person. Consistent po dun sa paano tinatrato ng dating administrasyon yung mga ganitong pagpatay. Hindi lang doon mismo sa loob ng ating mga penal farms, ganyan, pero maging doon sa labas mismo, no? Doon sa ating mga ordinaryong kababayan. So, Mr. Chair, at this point, no, I would end my interpellation and reserve other questions sa iba pa nating mga resource persons. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Manuel. Before the next interpellator, the chair would like to recognize the presence of Congressman Joel Chua, Congressman Raymond Mendoza, Congressman Edu Rama, Congressman QT Del Mar, Congressman PM Vargas, and Congresswoman Jam Baronda. So the next interpellator is Congressman Chino Almario. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'd like to direct my questions again to Colonel Garma, if that's okay. I would just like to pick up on a few points muna made earlier. First, nung kay Congressman Johnny Pimentel, and another point that was also brought up by our colleague, Congressman Raul Manuel. The first is on the question of personal relationship to our former president. No? Sabi niyo po, ma'am, and please confirm, na you did not or you do not ask favors from any political entity, any political figure for the advancement or the enhancement of your career. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. That being said, it was also, Colonel Garma also mentioned earlier na when she applied for her position, for the position of General Manager sa PCSO, she approached then Special Assistant to the President, Bongo, for the transmittal of her letter to the President, to which she was given a reply na babasahin ito ni President. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, there is still inconsistencies pa rin with the testimonies or the narrations given by Colonel Garma, and we'd like to explore it even further. But to bring it back
So
again to
magandang
PCSO,
gabi muli mga kapatid.
So,
dahil po sa haba ng
even if, sabi nga kanina ni Congressman J. Suarez,
tanong nito ng
na
mga congressman, itong
to
video
give
na ito na galing
the
po sa
general
House
manager
of
position
Representatives, ito po ay
to
mayroong
somebody who
11
has no
hour
background in that same
haba
institution
ng video na ito
is unheard
dahil
of
buong
or
maghapon
unusual.
pag-iimbestiga nito
And kanina
na ito'y
sabi ni
patungkol po sa
Congressman
AJK,
Raul,
kaya ang mga
and I'd like
tinatanong
to
dito ay
reiterate,
mga
what
generals,
merits
mga
did you
colonel,
warrant
na
to
may
get
kaugnayan po
the
sa nangyari
coveted
noong mga
position
nakaraang
of
administrasyon
General
na
Manager of
nagkaroon ng
PCSO?
mga
Mr.
di
Chair.
umano'y patayan.
Yung pinalitan ko po
So
ay isang
ipagpatuloy
general
natin ito
din
mga
po.
kababayan, mga kapatid, next
Siguro din tanungin po
live natin,
ano din ang,
gagawa nito natin ng
then the
part
chairman
2.
is also a retired
Ano pa gawa
general.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to remind again our
tinatanong
resource
natin
person na can we
nila
please,
mga
so
kapatid,
the
yeah.
question
kababayan,
was, what
ay
merits do you
Colonel
think po?
That's
Garma.
I have I have
si
mentioned it
Colonel
already,
Garma
Mr.
kasi
Chair.
siya po ay isa
yung
sa
pong
mataas
qualification
na
ko,
may mataas na
Mr.
katungkulan
Chair.
sa
And
kapulisan.
then I submitted
Nung
that.
panahon
I
na
applied
si
for the position.
Mayor Duterte
I did not
naging
retire.
presidente dito sa ating bansang
Agad po when I applied kasi hindi
Mga
ako
kapatid,
sure
hanggang dito lang muna
kung
tayo ang ating
tatanggapin ko
gagawin.
yung
Ipagpatuloy
application
natin
ko.
to sa sunod na pagkakataon. Gagawa natin ito ng part 2.
Hindi kayo sure, ma'am, bakit?
At mga kapatid, salamat sa
hindi
inyong
ako sure.
pagsuporta sa ating live streaming broadcast na ito, mga kababayan.
I'm not sure. I'm not confident. I do not know.
Maraming
Maybe the
salamat at
president-
babay na po muna, mga kapatid.
It's the choice of the president
Babay lang
kung sino
muna
pong
tayo.
ilalagay. So,
Hanggang sa muli,
Mr. Chair,
babasahin ko
I'd
po
like
yung
to-
aking resume.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to highlight that again. So
Bukas,
maybe the president,
sa ganitong ating
Yeah, he will
pamamaraan
From
still
his choice.
study.
broadcast.
Yeah, everybody
you.
knows it's the
Have a nice
president,
day,
your
everyone,
honor, is
and
going to
bye-bye.
choose.
correct.
So, I submitted my application.